Okay. Oh, right. Wait. Melderon's face is not there. Hold on. There we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen,
Am I
boys
so?
and girls. Well, you so what? You all right?
I look like I'm squashed in the image, like this way.
I think you are a little squashed. Hold on. Let me fix that. Um. Damn
High
it.
quality streams.
Yeah. Well, I gotta. Your face is gonna get even fucked up more. All right.
That's all right. Whatever, dude. Who cares? Whatever.
Uh, Here we go. I think if I do this, it'll fix it, and then I'll put it back. Okay, yeah, you did look a little squashed there, though. That should be better. Let's see. Yeah, it looks better. It makes you look really skinny, though. So that's.
Hey.
Can everybody hear us good?
Oh, these fucking ads, dude.
Oh, Blazing Bob. Wait, an ad for me? You have an ad on the
Yeah.
stream?
Yeah.
I want to try to turn the fucking ads off. How do I turn the ads off?
How do I know?
All right, hold on. God damn it. Okay. Blazing Bob, my man, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub. I don't deserve it right now. Looking good, the hairstyle, dude. Yeah, guys, I cut my hair. Hold on, real quick. So, I mean, I have
Looks like a
bedhead
human
right
being.
now, like, but I cut all the hair off, guys. It's gone, man. The hair's gone. It's gone.
He looks employed. He looks like
I look employable now. Yeah. I mean, it's a little crazy. Like I said, it's a Sunday. You know, or what? Did the Eagles even win? Let's see.
they won, dude.
They won because like, when
They
I
came back from 2 touchdowns down.
wow, let's go Eagles, baby. From degen to pimp, dude. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie right now. I haven't streamed in what 4 months, whatever it's been, 3 months. I feel like I feel like a legitimate amateur again. Like it took me a good hour to get the stream ready. Have you guys made a DK yet? So we're gonna get to that in a little bit, High Lord. We got a lot to talk about. Obviously, we've got a lot to talk about. First off, before I say anything, I want to go ahead and apologize to you guys because number one, I fucking hate the fact that I've been away for so long. I really do. And oh, I know, Trevor Lawrence. Okay, let me stay. At number two, I'm sorry to everyone who hit me up on Discord and I didn't get back to you. I needed to take a break from everything. And for like, there were days where I know I didn't want to open Discord because I felt like I just didn't want to. I didn't want to get involved with that side of my life for a little bit. I had to take a break from things. What I mean by that side of my life, I mean as like WoW in general. So some of you guys might know that Melderon decided to completely stop playing WoW after TBC. And, you know, after he made that decision, we had some, some troubles with our guild. And, you know, because of what happened and all that, I also was like, I think I'm gonna step away for a little bit. Fast forward to where we are today, guys. I have not played WoW in about 3 or 4 months. I haven't even logged on to the game. I've actually turned off my subscription. So it's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about. I really, for a long time, was getting kind of sick of playing WoW. I mean, I really was. I was getting almost like having resentment every time I logged on and streamed. And I think a lot of you guys could see it too, because like every time I streamed, I felt like I was forcing myself to stream content and to stream stuff that I wasn't really happy doing anymore. And there were a lot of reasons, right? Like I had gotten to a point in my life where I've been trying to do other things and I wanted to, just work on myself. But, I just lost the passion for the game, man. I really did. I didn't enjoy playing anymore. And I felt like, every time I streamed, I'm like, well, I got to stream WoW. And, after talking to Melderon for a long time, after going through it with myself, I decided that, I really did miss streaming, but I don't miss playing WoW. You know what I mean? And there's so many things that I love talking about on stream, you know, whether it's fucking aliens, whether it's crazy shit, right? No, I'm just saying, like, I mean,
I'm joking.
the alien thing. I'm not gonna start a fucking channel talking about aliens, but like, seriously, what I mean is, I miss, you know, interacting with you guys. I miss interacting with the stream, you know, possibly playing different games, you know, talking about fucking, you know, what I did or what I'm doing in life, talking about, you know, current events, talking about, you know, different videos, different things like that, different games, talking about Snapple. That's right, man. So,
Can I TLDR? Can I TLDR you real quick?
Please. I need a break.
Right. So, his first phase of what Defcamp said was that he apologizes for not streaming, right? But you know, to be honest, we just had enough of WoW, man. And I was like, I noticed Defcamp was unhappy at the fact that he still wasn't streaming, and I'm like, bro, just be a fucking variety streamer, man. Because like, honestly, and if you guys don't like that, I'm sorry, but like, he's got to work. He's got to do it for his own mental health, right?
Yeah.
Like, you got to stream what you want to stream. And Defcamp has a lot of knowledge about things, and he has good takes on stuff. And I think he'd be a really good variety streamer. And I think that, you know, it's okay to evolve and move past a game. And it was so hard for us. Well, not for me, but for Defcamp, it was so hard for us to. I mean, with the content creation, it was right. I when I was still creating content, I always wanted to do other stuff, but I never had the courage to, because it's like you're so stuck in that WoW grind.
Yep.
And you know, to be honest, dude, like I have no passion for that anymore. Like, and I told Def, like, I would love to come on every once in a while and do variety streams with you, talk about something or discuss a topic, or even if it's talking about video games, if it's not WoW, you know, like, I have no problem coming on every once in a while. But I think that's what Def wants to say, is that he wants to try different new stuff. I do.
I want to try different things, guys. I'm coming out of the I'm coming out.
He's coming out.
I want the world to know.
He's coming out as a variety streamer.
But you know, the funny thing is, I love that, Cappy, is, you know, Melderon and I, Wrath is one of our favorite expansions. We love Wrath of Lich King, but we did it all back in the day. I'm very happy with my Wrath experience. Of what it was, right? And I just don't feel like I used to log in every day when Classic came out, TBC came out, ready to go, dude. Like, you know, I had that feeling when I woke up that I wanted to play, man. And I just don't see, like, who knows, guys? I'm not saying that I'm never going to play WoW again, but where I am right now in my life, there are so many other things that get me going that I want to talk about and I want to, you know, kind of delve into. And WoW is just not one of them right now. And I feel like I kind of pigeonholed is that the word? Pigeon-toed? Yeah, pigeon-toed or pigeon-hell. Oh, Talix!
Oh, Talix.
Talix, oh man. You got crushed by the...
Oh my God.
Oh my God, guys. I don't know if you see that. Talix got crushed by Hurricane Ian. Our house is uninhabitable. Things are bad here. Dude, Talix, my man. I'm so sorry, brother.
Fuck, dude.
God, thank God. I mean, I'm so sorry about your house, but thank God you guys are okay. Like, I mean, I've heard some horrible stories, man. I'd love to catch up with you, Talix, and, you know, talk. Man, I am so sorry. And that's the thing, man. I love you guys. Like, that's the thing. I really enjoy talking to you guys and being a part of something bigger than just, you know, playing a game or whatever. And that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to come back to streaming and focus on, and you know what, man, like, it makes me want to stream more when I'm streaming things that I enjoy talking about and I enjoy doing. And that's what I think you guys start to see towards the end. And what I started to feel towards the end is that I wasn't having fun playing the game anymore. So I started to resent every time I had to stream. I'm like, oh man, I have to stream. But it wasn't interacting with you guys that I wasn't looking forward to. It was fucking playing WoW that I wasn't looking forward to. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, all the shit that happened with the guild at the end of the, that shit doesn't matter anymore. Like that's just whatever. The guild didn't end in a good way, but the main part is, man, I had a great amount of people that I enjoyed playing the game with, and like again, just when I quit in Legion, that was the main thing that made me come back every time, every week. It was the people. It wasn't the game. It was the people.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I miss. I miss hanging out with everyone. That's what I miss.
Yeah,
right? I don't miss playing the fucking game though. Definitely
I don't.
not.
God, it takes so much time out of my life.
Yeah,
of doing things that I wanted to do, man. Like I want to go back to school eventually. I started working on my health and other shit like that, just working on my self-esteem and my mental health. And ever since I stopped playing WoW, there has been something missing in my life, but it hasn't been the game. It's been this. It's been streaming. And I really, really am, after thinking about things and really like looking at what I want to do with this channel, man, I want to try to make an impact. I want to try to do something. I want to bring a little bit of fucking of me to, to the world. Cause I think right now, dude, there is a lot of fucking shit in this world that is fucked up, especially on Twitch and this platform. And what's going on right now? Like,
bro, the world's fine. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the world's fine. I'm not trying to say that a little bit of Defcamp is going to solve everything, is going to bring world peace, but like, I really feel like, okay, so here's the thing that I really enjoy about Melder and I probably talk about for an hour every night, just talking about different shit. And I think one thing that I am really glad that I have someone to talk to about this kind of stuff is like right now in the world, I mean, and you guys see it, right? The fringe has become the norm. Okay, what I mean by that, you have people on the extreme left and the extreme right, okay, that are constantly fucking yelling at each other, constantly spewing shit out of their mouth. And I'm not just talking about politics either. It seeps through in everything, okay? Whether it's streamers, whether it's, videos, everything. So you have these two groups of people. And I feel like the normal everyday person is a fucking rarity nowadays, dude. Like, someone like, okay, you say you hate him or love him, right? But someone like Asmon Gold or someone like, me and Malderon watch like Abin preach, like, I feel like you can have a view on things that might be lean one way or lean another way, but it doesn't mean that you're put into this, you're this or you're that. And I think that what there isn't enough nowadays is just people with common fucking logic and common sense that people can relate to. Because
it's like the world's has become tribalistic.
It has, man. It really has.
Like everyone's like, you're either in one tribe or the other, and if you're not, then you're like, it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, okay, Melderon and I, obviously, I always thought of ourselves as pretty progressive people and pretty open-minded, but it doesn't mean you should take everything for fucking face value, or take everything because someone says you have to believe this way or have to think this way, that's the truth or that's how you have to be. And I think nowadays, man, people get caught up into, like Melderon said, this tribalistic type of mentality where they're made to think that if you don't think this way, you're wrong. And if you're not right, if you're not on our side, then you're the enemy. And a big problem, what nowadays is people are able to look at someone and see an enemy instead of seeing another human being. And that, I think that's a real fucking problem, man. Like, and obviously there's been a lot of drama on Twitch. There's been a lot of drama on a lot of shit. And this is besides all that shit. When someone can look at another human being and just can't fucking have any compassion for them and immediately looks at them like they're the enemy, there's something wrong with that, man. And I think maybe social media is to blame or whatever. Obviously, it has been to blame for all this, but I think it's also a good thing because we could try to use social media to bring this, to bring it back together and to bring people into a fucking, normal way of thinking again. So I'm not saying like I'm going to be a beacon for hope and truth and all this kind of shit, but it is some of the things I want to talk about. And I know Melderon does as well. Melderon and I go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's important I don't know, man. I think it's important to have a healthy discourse, man, on something like Twitch or YouTube or whatever, because I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people feel disenfranchised with the world because they don't fit into one of these mindless sycophantic groups, because that's what they are. These people are sycophants, right? They just like grab onto something and they create this echo chamber, and they just like get more ignorant, more ignorant, more ignorant, like as each day goes. And there's a lot of people like us that don't fall into those categories and don't want to fall into those categories,
Yeah.
and want to think critically about the world. And you know, I think it's really important to have places of that kind of discourse. So,
and you know, another thing too is I think that one thing that I love about our you guys in particular is a lot of you guys are around our age group, and I feel like people that are around our age group, like the 90s 80s kind of people, we have a very different way of thinking than these younger kids and older people. Okay, I'm in my mid 30s. For whatever reason, a kid nowadays can look at someone and go back and find something that they did fucking 10 years ago and see that person now as an evil, fucking horrible person. But like, I don't know if it's because I've been through things, you know, my addiction and being in sobriety and shit like that, that allows me to have a little bit more compassion or whatnot, or just have a different way of thinking. But I feel like people in our age group, especially, there are a lot of us, there are people who think like us, but for whatever reason, our voice is not that big in the whole scheme of things. I think, you know, you have a lot of younger people who watch, you know, who do TikTok and stream and shit like that. And man, it's really sad to say, but I see a lot of issues with, you know, the kids in the future and how people look at each other and how they demonize and weaponize and any little thing and talk to each other. And it's like, I feel like, you know, the best thing I can do on this platform is to try to look at something and see the humanity in someone and bring people together instead of try to pull people apart, you know?
Yeah, but I also want to say that like there's going to be streams where there's times where we're not going to be serious.
Oh,
right?
obviously, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
we're going to watch stupid videos, or we're going to like, you know, when I'm on is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know about what you're going to do on your own, but like what I'm saying is I think it's really important to every once in a while watch some stupid videos, like, you know, react to some funny stuff, you know.
This is just
I think the point is to have a mindful, like, centered approach on kind of what you want to talk about, though, like how you want to approach things, right? Because even if we watch a funny video, we can have a conversation about that funny video, right? Like, about an interesting conversation about it. So,
and that's the thing, it's like, this is just one of the things that I want to talk about, just one of the things that I want to do. But, you know, it made me think, like, I feel like I have an ability to talk about things in a certain way where I feel like, you know, I can use this, you know, like I said, you know, I always like to talk about my recovery with my addiction and things like that, because I feel like, you know, people can relate, and sometimes there isn't enough of that going on, you know, in the world where people can, you know, tune in and watch someone and relate to them and not feel like they're, you know, being you know, it's just a free place and an open place to think and talk about things. And that's, you know, and that's one thing that I think is really important. And obviously there's a lot of shit going on with Twitch right now. And this is one thing that I have to think about what I'm going to do in the future. And obviously, you know, I'm very happy with Twitch stopping the gambling shit. I think that was this is something that I talked about on stream a long time ago. And I thought how the whole gambling thing was a fucking horrible thing, because you had little kids you know, watching all this gambling shit, and then you get all this drama with all these other streamers, and man, I just feel like some of that shit is just so, I mean, obviously shit happens, right? Human beings do things, they do stupid shit, you know, all this shit going on with Mizkif right now and Asmongold and all the big streamers on this platform. There's a lot of drama, right? And you know, I'm not saying that they're not mature people. I think Asmon, you know, is, you know, obviously he's in our age group, and the shit that's surrounded with this, what was it, like a sexual harassment charge with one of the streamers from, you know, and Mizkif, who's in OTK, was trying to hide it. I just feel like there's, you know, it almost feels like high school. You know what I mean? It feels like a really sad place to see, you know, things go on this platform. And obviously, like I said, we're human beings, right? People make mistakes.
Maybe you should explain what you're talking about.
Yeah, so So, first of all, Twitch has come under a lot of fire recently. Okay, number one was the whole gambling thing. Okay, so you had a lot of big streamers go out against, a lot of these other big streamers. I'm not going to name anybody because I really don't know who they are, but I know of one of them, and I don't want to put them under the bus or anything like that. Who were streaming gambling. They were going on gambling websites and spending thousands of fucking dollars a second. And I'm talking about like $10,000 spins, $1,000 spins, winning $2 to $10 million a night and then losing it all. Okay? Mm. When you have a viewer base that is majoritively in their teens and young 20s, those are very impressionable people. And I don't care how many fucking, times you say gambling is bad or gambling's this and that. Even if you show someone everything that you lost, it's still going to have an impact on these people. Even I, at one point while watching these streamers, were like, oh man, would it be pretty cool to like do some of this and show it on stream? Just in my fucking head. And I'm a pretty impressionable person too, right? Obviously, after thinking about it, I'm like, no, it's a really bad fucking idea. And yes, the money in the casino was floating them as well. And that's a really big point I'm happy to bring up is like, these people, if you really think that they were spending all of their money, then you're out of your mind. They were getting money from these companies. So it was very disingenuous, right? Because who knows if they were betting with real money or betting with fake money, but they were getting money from these casino companies and these websites that were obviously asking them to promote them, okay? Now, here's the thing. If it was a small amount of streamers doing that, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But you had some of the biggest streamers on this platform doing it. And it took Twitch a really long time to fucking ban it, okay? Finally, they banned it. Okay, whatever. Now, you recently had more drama with one of Twitch's biggest streamers, Mizkif, who one of his friends, Crazy Slick, apparently was drunk one night, had done some pretty, fucked up things to a girl who had passed out. Yeah. Groped her, and apparently that was covered up. Now, this is something that I think is very important to say because there's a big difference between saying that someone did something wrong when they were younger in life and they should be forgiven and this, that, and the other, and or having someone cover something up because of maybe a position that they're in. Now, obviously, what this guy did, that's on him, right? If he did or did not do it, I'm sure, there's an investigation going on about it. And, what happens when you have people that are basically, watched they may not be movie stars or actors, but they're pretty similar to a lot of people, especially their fans, right? When you have someone who is almost like hero worship in a lot of ways, and you see something go on with them, just like everything they do good is put up on display, everything they do bad is put on display. And when people are in that situation and something bad happens, the people who were, I guess in charge of the house try to cover for them, obviously, because the splash out from that would be very bad. Now, what they did was really fucking wrong, 100%. And obviously some shit has come out about, Mizkif, being racist and all this other shit, with some text that he said when he was, now here's the thing about that text, right? I'm not the one to judge someone on a text they did fucking 5 years ago, right? So that's besides the point. He said the N-word in a text to someone, I'm talking 5 years ago. I mean, okay. I'm not, first of all, I'm not a black person, so I can't really say how that would affect me or anything like that, right? But what I'm trying to get with this, guys, is there's been a lot of controversy with some of the streamers on Twitch, and I feel like, I'm not trying to knock anyone here, but I feel like, when people get to a point where they have to maintain a certain presence and they have to be a certain thing, obviously it's like when you meet your hero, right? They're never gonna keep up to how you have them in your head. It's
Harrison Ford is not gonna be Indiana Jones when you meet him,
And I'm not trying to defend any of these people or anything like that, because I think that there are things that have been this whole sexual harassment thing that needs to be addressed, that should be done. But I also think that and I'm not trying to say like I've done a lot of fucked up things in my past, man. I have. Like I've been in my addiction, and I've been really, a different person than I was now 10 years ago. And I think that we need to be I need to be careful when I'm talking about these things, because like the thing that I'm worried about now is a lot of people like in my predicament. Like, I don't know, like, should I go, should I continue here on Twitch? Should I go to YouTube? Because I'm being 100% honest, I don't know if Twitch is going to survive this. I really don't.
But I need to understand, why is Twitch, why is it connected?
The reason why it's connected to Twitch is because this isn't the first time where they've had issues with their big streamers. And they've also,
but hold on, but wouldn't big streamers do the same thing on YouTube? I don't understand. Like,
yes,
yeah.
but okay. They've also come under fire because I think someone said something about one of those big gambling guys paying ex Twitch people who used to work with Twitch back.
Oh, I see.
To kind of like, say, oh, you're not that big of a deal, the whole gambling thing, right?
Oh, so it's like a systemic issue.
Yes. So this is what I'm trying to wonder. So YouTube just started offering a 70-30 cut. Oh, it's really good. So that's so smart. That's so smart. Yeah. So this is where I'm at right now, guys, and I want to be 100% with you guys because I want to let you know. I don't know what I plan to do yet. This is the only reason why I bring all this shit up right now, because I try to stay out of like crazy, drama. I don't even know too much about all that shit. But I'm trying to decide what I want to do in the future, because I don't know if I want to be a part of Twitch in the future if this kind of stuff is going to continue to happen. Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously there's famous pieces. Yeah, but Ice Poseidon did start on Twitch, right? So, I mean, that's the thing, right? Just because YouTube's a different platform doesn't mean that they have better people there, right? You're going to have good and bad people on both places.
But they could be better at getting people the fuck out. That I think that's the issue, right?
Yes.
Like, I think if YouTube is more proactive in this type of thing than Twitch, then it would be a better platform, I guess, right?
And I don't know if they are. I don't think YouTube is.
I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah.
I just know, as someone who, like, as a streamer, who someone is trying to, up and coming, is it a good thing to continue on Twitch, or is it better to, because we started on YouTube.
So to answer that question, no, you can't, because Defcamp is a partner.
I'm a partnered streamer.
Yeah.
Right. So I basically have to either decide if I'm going to stream on Twitch or YouTube. So that's where I'm at right now. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, because, like I said, if you're not subscribed to our channel on YouTube, I would definitely subscribe. It's just Defcamp Melderon TV on YouTube. I may in the future decide to do some streams over there. And everything I do here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm possibly thinking about it.
No, someone said they might have changed the rules.
Oh, really? Look into that again. I think they changed it slightly on the Twitch and YouTube stream. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Like I said, it has been a while. I think they did change them. Okay, yeah, I'll have to check that out for sure. And like I said, for right now, just so you guys know, anything that I stream on Twitch, like streams like this, I am going to be uploading on YouTube as well. So if you guys wanted to, watch it, I'll have it uploaded on YouTube. So then, that's just what I wanted to talk about a little bit about with my channel, what I plan on doing in the future. Actually, let me talk a little bit more about that. So obviously I'm back now, right? And I wanted to, basically tell you guys what my plans are for being back right now. So number one, this is like me coming back and trying to give you guys a little bit of idea of like what is going to be in the future. I for one want to stream, on average 5 days a week, doing different things, right? So doing like stuff like this where me and Melderon are talking, and then topic specific things where we're going to be talking about different topics, and then also making YouTube videos as well. Video games are going to still be a part of what I do, but they're not going to be just everything that I do. And the other thing is too, is like, there are other games out there that I want to play, that I want to get into, that I want to talk about. But for the most part, I really think I'm going to enjoy, doing this like just chatting stuff and talking about things, and, having a discourse with you guys. Because when it comes to what I enjoy doing about this the most, it's having a conversation with you guys and being able to have discourse and talk about things that I think, should be talked about. I mean, that to me is why I got into streaming. It wasn't just because of WoW. If it was just WoW, I would have just sat there and just played WoW and not said a fucking word. But I really enjoy this part of streaming. You know what I mean? So obviously I'm going to have more of that in the future, like what I plan doing and what I want to, get out of everything. But just so you guys know, I do plan, on streaming, regularly now. And I think the thing that, obviously I'm going to say this, but, I'm going to have to do it. And then, obviously we'll go from there. But I think like something that I'm really excited about is just being able to fucking have, like, not have a fucking limit anymore. Like, not have a specific, thing. Okay, I just stream WoW and that's it. That's all I talk about. I'm excited to have more of like a choice and more freedom in what I do now. So that's kind of like where I am with it, And yeah, I don't know. I think for me, like the thing that I really want to be able to do within the next, I don't know, week or so, me and Mel were talking about is like have a schedule, like have a stream schedule. Like, okay, I'm going to stream, fucking Monday through Friday or whatever, how many days a week through these times. And that's something that I really want to do. But yeah. I also want to figure out like, basically what I want to do when it comes on videos as well. Do I just want to make videos based off of my streams, or do I want to make independent videos as well? So that's basically where
don't take off more than you can chew.
Exactly. And that's the problem.
It's really hard to do both.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's the problem with where I was before is I never really had a full idea of like exactly what I wanted to do. I said, okay, I'm going to stream WoW and I'm going to do this. But I never felt like I had it all down. I never felt like I was completely solidified on what I was doing. I always felt like I was just off the cuff going to stream this, or off the cuff going to stream WoW, or, oh, rating tonight, let me stream this. And I think that's why for a long time I started to get really uncomfortable with streaming, is because I was streaming things that I felt like people wanted to see, because I felt like people wanted to see me play WoW. But at the end of it, it wasn't what I wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think every successful streamer, Matt, like now that I've seen, I feel like successful I'm talking about, does variety and has a set schedule. That those are the things that people want to see. Yeah. I think that's the stuff that keeps it fucking entertaining, man, because otherwise you're gonna be bored. Yep. Like there's no way I could stream the same game every day.
No,
I can't.
And, to give you guys an idea of like who I watch and who I look at and that I would like to emulate, when I say emulate, I mean kind of do what he does like structurally, whether you like him or not, is Asmongold, right? I love the fact that he can talk about a fucking wide variety of things, whether it's, like the games that he loves, whether it's topics that he thinks are important to talk about, stream them, do it on a regular basis, and then also is able to make videos from those streams and put them on YouTube, right? Yeah. So to give you guys an idea of like in my head what I personally want to try to strive to be like and have that structure would be something like that. That is like my goal, right? I'm not saying to be Asmongold, obviously. That's not it. I'm sure he has editors too, which is why that's like it's not going to be at the start like as much as him, you know what I mean? But like structurally, I very much like what Asmongold does, is how he streams his streams on Twitch, and then the parts where they think is something good to put on YouTube, they put on YouTube, something like that, right?
Yeah, they actually clip and upload while he's still streaming.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
They're on top of it, like 100%. That won't be obviously maybe one day, but that's not going to be the start, it's just like, there's a lot of interesting shit to talk about, man. Like
there is,
and whether it be from video games, whether it be from science or technology or whatever it could be, right? I mean, like Elon Musk just did the new robot a couple days ago. That would be an interesting thing to talk about, just like things like that, right? Like,
wait, what did they do to their robot? I didn't hear about this.
They unleashed their new robot. They unveiled their new robot a couple days ago. Yeah.
Like, is it like like
it's still a robot. I mean, it's not like anything. I wasn't impressed.
It's not
but
they don't have sex robots yet, right?
No, well, I'm sure they exist somewhere, but like it was like it still looks super clunky to me, and like can't walk like more than 5 feet. You know what I mean? But it's like
please ask me
still cool.
what my I love the ones where they try to have a conversation with you and they feel genuine. Like I forget the one, but it never feels genuine. Like it just feels
no. I think the singularity is way farther away than people think it is. But that's just me. Yeah. Whatever.
But I know I get what you're saying. Yeah. Anywhere between AI, and I think another thing that I really obviously, like I said earlier, I want to talk about too is obviously there are videos that I like watching that I would like talking with you guys about and reviewing and shit like that. But I think like a big thing that I really want to do, and like I was talking to Melderon about, like we were saying earlier, was just try to be, and I know it sounds like, I don't know if it's, when I say it sounds like I'm like, I don't know, but like to just try to be a fucking normal fucking everyday
voice of reason.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong about that nowadays.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like it's so fucking rare though, man.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess what I mean is like it's not. Well, maybe it is a leap. Maybe it is a leap nowadays. I should say the other way around.
Yeah.
Whereas like 10 years ago, people were like, okay, yeah, whatever. Or maybe 20 years ago. Sorry.
Right. And here's the thing: is like I don't want to get too political because I'm not too political of a person, right?
Neither do I, because of my job.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like I think where I'll give you guys an example of like where I think I stand politically. Okay, I have always been, I believe, a forward-thinking person, right? Open-minded. I care about change. I care about equality. I care about treating people with fucking respect. I care about this country moving forwards and eventually, like, I'm a Star Trek fan, okay? I want to fucking eventually be able to, I mean, like, some of the shit's a little, but yeah, I want to eventually be able to fucking have a planet where people, don't look at each other like we're different. We're just all fucking human beings, okay? Now, the problem is today with the extreme left and the extreme right is they're different sides of the same fucking coin, right? You have people on two sides that are like so out of fucking normality and just so like used to just spewing rhetoric that they hear all the time that they're all saying the fucking same shit. Like,
yeah, it's just religion. It's ideology. It's religion at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like how have we gotten to this point where you have people like on one side like fucking Steven Crowder, and it's just, and then on the other side it's just so, and then God forbid like you speak and say anything that doesn't align with either side. You're not. It's. And like, listen, there's a lot of things that people say on the left and on the right that I agree with, especially, more so on the left. But there are also some things that people say on the extreme left or the extreme right that it's like, well, if you don't believe this, then you're not, part of us, or you're not this and that and the other. And I think what people do, and this is something that I think is, it's what, what I think we always grew up like, hearing that phrase like take the high road, right? Like if someone does something that you don't like, it's kind of like turn the other cheek and be a better person, right? But I feel like nowadays it's all about this got you fucking shit, right? It's like I got you on this, I got you on that, and I feel like when you do that, you can't allow for any discourse anymore. It's all just about someone trying to point out a flaw in another person, or just get them on something, and it's just it turns into people completely looking at the other person like they're the enemy and like they're a horrible person.
I think the easiest example is like that. Let's bring up the Lord of the Rings thing. So it's like okay, there were a minority of people that were really angry that there was like non-white elves, right?
Which is ridiculous.
Which I don't care. It doesn't really fucking bother me, right? I don't care. The problem is the show's terrible, right? It's not that there's like black elves or whatever, or dwarves, right? But the problem is if I say wow, the writing in this show is fucking horrid. Someone on the extreme left's going to say, well, you're a fucking racist.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Right? That kind of shit is what we're talking about.
Yes.
Right? Like, I don't give, if the actor's good, I don't give a fuck what color they are. Right? Like, if it's believable to me, great. Like, wonderful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, but then it's like the minute you say, well, your show blows though. Like, it's not, has nothing to do with the fact that there's like multiple races. Your show is just terrible.
Yeah. And
it's like, well, okay, then you're just a bigot. You know what I mean? It's like,
exactly,
what?
because the writers, they have no other defense, because they know that what they're doing is like not right, that they have no other defense, that they have to go to that. And like, I'm glad you brought up the Lord of the Rings thing, right? Because like Meldon and I are huge Lord of the Rings fans, right? And when they announced the show, there was a lot of people saying this and that. And I'm like, okay, let me fucking watch the show for myself, and I will give it my own opinions and give it my own views. I feel like this suits that show perfectly, okay? The new Lord of the Rings show is a bad Marvel movie. That's exactly what it is. It's a fucking bad Marvel movie. It has horrible writing. It has so many plot holes, okay? It has random shit like where a chick jumps out in the middle of the ocean and then just magically like swims back. Really like crazy, horrible fight scenes. And then you feel like the way people are talking, that if you have any kind of discourse or any negative thing about the show, they're just going to immediately say, well, oh, you don't like it because they put a black actor in it. Like, what? How did you get that?
And these are the same people who love House of the Dragon, right? So that's the part that drives me insane.
Right.
Because they had the black Targaryen, the black guy play a Targaryen, right? Which is like, when you first think about it, like, I never thought about that. I never thought there would, because you think Targaryens are very pale. They have the white hair, right?
Right.
No one gives a shit there's black Targaryens. Why? Because the show's good.
Exactly.
And the actor's good.
Yeah.
That's all. So, like, I don't understand, man. Like, I don't understand why people can't see it's just a bad show. Like, that's all we're talking about. And yes, do I have some feelings about how they misrepresented Tolkien's work? Yeah, but it's not because of the race of the actors. It's because of just like they shat on the lore.
Yeah.
Right?
And they fired the one fucking guy who could help them, Shippey, who was an actual, the first two episodes. So those are the two episodes I watched, and I couldn't get past them. So maybe I should try to keep going. But I watched the first two episodes, and Bob, I literally felt like the perfect thing about the perfect criticism was that it felt like a bad Marvel movie. Okay, Marvel movies can be done really well. For example, Iron Man, Black Panther, like those are amazing Marvel movies. And then you have like the Hulk, you have like these what was the Wonder Woman, and like all these other ones that were like, it's just about like, horrible storytelling with like action, and then they just hope that the action and that the cinematography drives the show. They dump a fuck ton of money in it, and it's the same thing that happened to Game of Thrones in the last season, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Game of Thrones Game of Thrones was literally one of the best shows ever created. It had I knew people who never in their life loved fantasy, but loved that show. Okay.
Yeah.
The fact that it got people who were, never in their life a fantasy fan, and then were able to watch Game of Thrones and say it was one of the best things ever. That's huge, right? You went from this, and then you just saw how the story writing became lazy, how the show just became so. One of the best things that I always said about Game of Thrones is that the conversations, the basic everyday conversations, felt so real and felt so believable. And the dichotomy of the characters. So you had a character like Cersei, right? Cersei is batshit insane, but yet you still have empathy for her. She can walk in and talk to someone about her children, and you start tearing up because you understand of how much of a loving mother she is and how far she will go for her children.
Yeah.
and that dichotomy of that personality just made the show so good. And they even did it without source material. They you know, they had a couple good seasons where there was no source material, so you know that the writers could do it. But then season 7 came, and it was starting to get a little weird, and they're on this like venture quest to go get a zombie and bring it back to Cersei, and it felt like a fucking video game or something.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, you're now on a quest to go find a zombie and bring it back to Cersei. It's like, what?
Dude, the first 5-6 seasons of Game of Thrones, in my opinion, is the best television ever made, and I think that, I think it is the best.
Breaking Bad's up there
personally. Yeah. Breaking Bad is the best because it never deviated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, true.
Breaking Bad was solid the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
And that's why it's my favorite show of all time. But I do believe that the first 5 to 6 seasons of Game of Thrones technically was the best television ever made.
Yeah.
But because of what they did at the end, it falls, right? So it's like...
Ooh, Sopranos. Share.
Sopranos is there too. Sopranos is right there. The Wire's right there.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the same shit, right?
Yeah,
I think we all agree that it's like The Wire, Sopranos, you know, Breaking Bad. It's all right there, right? Like
Battlestar Galactica.
But the fucking character development of Game of Thrones, man, was just
unreal.
Unfucking real, man. Like, you cared about every single, even if you hated them, you cared about every single character, whoever they were, right? Like the most depth I've ever seen in any character development. It's like perfect. And I'm just saying that when you just think about that, and then watch Rings of Power, right? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And it's so sad nowadays, man, because
it's it's just mediocre television.
Yeah. Battlestar 3 times. I love Battlestar. It's so good. But you know, one thing that really upsets me about, you know, any kind of art nowadays, and Meldron had a topic of, we thought about this. Art nowadays is so, it's become so, what's the word? Okay. So we go from music, because I had an argument that I think the only real music now, there's some good music somewhere here and there.
Music's pretty good
nowadays,
especially video game music's great, man.
Video game music. Now I mean like pop, like not pop
culture. You're talking about like
music in
non-classical music. Okay,
So music, I feel like any kind of music nowadays, and there's some, you know, I'm sure there's a lot more music out there that I don't know that's good. There's good music out there, but like when you compare it to music, even like, you know, 20 years ago, it just doesn't feel the same. I think rap music is maybe one of the only musics, and not talking about all rap music, right? Like I don't think drill music is, but rap in its purest form is poetry in a way that is put through experience, right? You know, people have experiences, and they like good rap is fucking amazing. I think there's still really good rappers nowadays, like Tyler the Creator.
I'm with Blazing Bob. I think rap died with Tupac.
I disagree. I think there was really good rap in the 2000s, and there's really good rap nowadays, but it is not the mainstream rap. I mean, maybe it is mainstream, depending on who you ask. But a lot of the music that these younger kids listen to today, and I feel so old fucking saying something like that, but it's just like, it's so different compared to music from the 60s, 70s, even music from the 50s. And, you know, you talk about like the old fucking blues, you know, like fucking, I mean, Chuck Berry and, dude, like just fucking Frank Sinatra, like, you know, the Beatles, Rolling Stones.
I got to prove a point real quick. So, who in the audience has seen Banshee? I'm trying to get Defcamp to watch Banshee, and I think it's one of the best shows. Not best. It's just great because it's like a guy's dream. Okay, it's like nonstop action and hot chicks. Who has seen Banshee? I have to.
What is that? I never heard of it. Yeah,
it's on HBO Max. It's a crime. It's in the same. You could definitely tell Breaking Bad was a huge inspiration for the show, but it doesn't take itself anywhere near as seriously as Breaking Bad, and I think I love it.
Yeah,
I've been watching it and I just can't stop watching it. But it's dude, every woman in that is like so attractive, and it's like you got to check it out. Yeah.
So before
it's just like guns, explosions, and women. It's
I mean, it sounds like a recipe for perfection, but. Before we go back into the music thing, I want to talk about the show that I've been watching recently that I'm trying to get Meldron to watch. The Orville, okay? So I'm a huge fan of Star Trek and Star Trek-like shows. the Orville surprised the fuck out of me. Okay, so the Orville started off with like season 1. Yeah, Mel, it's so good, isn't it? Season 1 season 1. Imagine like Galaxy Quest meets Star Trek, right? So they try to. There's a lot of humor in it, but it's also Star Trek-esque, right? And it was, yeah, exactly. It was like a spoof. Then you get to season 2, and season 2, there are some episodes where there were like 4 or 5 episodes where I was fucking crying like a dog. I don't know, like a dog's cry. I was crying like a dog.
That's a weird cry.
And then season 3, dude, holy shit. Season 3 just blew my socks off. And here's a show that can take, okay, issues like I was gonna say trans issues, right? Like of stuff. Here's a show that can take issues like equality, like trans issues, and do it in a way that's so fucking good. And this is what I loved about Star Trek, okay? Star Trek took issues that were relevant to the time, but did it in a way where it made you think, where they gave you all different sides of the coin, where they put you in the person's fucking shoes, okay? That's what I love about Star Trek. That's what I love about the Orville too now, is that they took issues that are going on today and do it in a way that isn't just in your face, you have to think like this or you're wrong, where a lot of, the woke, whatever people say, which, whatever, but like shows like the Orville and like Star Trek, they did it in a way that was just so good and believable and real. And I'm telling you, man, like Melderon's not a big fan of Seth MacFarlane.
So you're saying that I may actually respect Seth MacFarlane if I watch this show.
Yes, but you have to get past season 1. That's the thing. Okay. Yeah. And
right. Then in that case, I'll have to watch it because I think he's the most unfunny person I've ever seen in my life. So I know that's a hot take. People like Family Guy and shit like that. I cannot sit through 10 seconds of fucking Family Guy, dude. Cannot do it. Like so,
which surprised me that you like Rick and Morty, because I feel Rick and Morty is even like
totally different. Totally different.
But it's a stoner show. I feel like Rick and Morty is such a stoner show.
What, you think that Family Guy's a stoner show? Yeah, Family Guy isn't even there.
Family Guy was only funny when I used to smoke pot. I love American Dad. I wouldn't know. I love American Dad.
I don't like that either.
Okay.
Yeah. Rick and Morty's great.
Rick and Morty. We love The Simpsons.
Oh, The Simpsons is fucking classic.
Yeah.
Like Simpsons is like first 8-9 seasons of The Simpsons is gold.
Yeah.
And it just goes and South Park.
Yeah, and South Park.
And South Park went down.
I love American Dad, Josh. Yeah.
But
so one thing weird about the Orville is like you close your eyes and then you hear Brian the dog from Family Guy being like, "All right, everyone, battle positions." It's like it's fucking Brian, and because it's his voice.
Oh, it's his voice. Oh, okay.
He's the main actor in it.
Who?
Seth MacFarlane is in the show.
Oh, I didn't know Seth MacFarlane voiced the dog. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was Brian the dog. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So it's just like he's like, "All right, engage," and it's just like, wow, it's Brian. But I'm telling you, man. But other than that, right? So that there are some really good art out nowadays, right? You have good shows. You have some great music. You have some good, electronic music. You have some good rock. You have some good, music, some rap. But I feel like art nowadays where, and maybe it's just because where we are as a culture, where people have become so much more addicted to like this short, fucking 1 minute dopamine fucking fueled kind of like attention span.
As my spirit guide, Chef Jean-Pierre calls tic-tac-talk. He calls it tic-tac-talk.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it's called TikTok. He calls it tic-tac-talk.
At risk of sounding like the extreme boomer, I really feel like TikTok is a huge fucking issue with our society today. Because not just about the content that's put on there, but it's about the attention span that kids have nowadays, right?
Okay, boomer.
And I know not all these things are true where these guys go around and they ask kids like, what's the capital of Washington D.C. and they're like, they don't know it's a trick.
Yeah, what is the capital of Washington D.C., Def?
Obviously, it's a trick question. Washington D.C. is the capital. Yeah. Or they ask him like, they'll ask him like how many continents are in North America. You know what I mean? Or not, that's a tough one too, because obviously you have like Costa Rica. Not even that. Okay, they'll say like, how many states are in the U.S. Right? People go 52 or 48 or 4. You know what I mean? And like, so people, I'm not saying that this is a epidemic where people are just stupid nowadays because of TikTok, but I think that the damage that TikTok, and not just TikTok, but other social media has done, is that people are losing compassion. They don't have compassion for people anymore because it's just all about me on this fucking device. And what I say is the most important thing in the fucking world. And if you say anything bad about that, then you're fucking wrong. And I'm deleting you, right?
Bro, we're getting so old, bro.
I know, man. The more and more I hear myself, I'm just like, I'm such a fucking boomer. But it's true, man.
I mean, there's objective truth in what you're saying. I feel like people have got, because there's studies showing that especially young women, man, are becoming suicidal because of fucking social media. It's like there is objective truth for sure.
And young men too.
Yeah, I mean, but it's mostly young women.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes.
Yeah, and so what I'm trying to say too is like, I feel like art has gone down the drain in a lot of ways because I feel like, especially when it comes to movies, these companies put so much money into it and they want to get a safe bet, right? So they have to go, okay, what's a safe bet? Okay, another Marvel movie. Or, I mean, look at the Star Wars movies. I know there's people out there who like the new Star Wars movies. Oof. I do not. I think when you compare the new Star Wars to the old Star Wars, it is
Dude, it made the prequels watchable, man. Like I feel like the news, yeah.
And like I think what unfortunately is you have people who are like, let's make a Star Wars movie who aren't like maybe they're not like, I don't know. It's easy to say, oh, they're not real fans, but I feel like what they do is they want to get a safe bet. They want to get something that people are going to like that isn't going to be too much of a brain, you don't have to think too much about it. It's just, explosions and people, this and that. And it's like, you check all the boxes, right? We have to check the boxes that are socially acceptable. We have to do this, we have to do that. And now we have a recipe for success. And it's just like, no, you fucking idiot. You totally are taking the art form out of it. You are totally taking any kind of, and like maybe these movies will be deemed good now, but how many classics are being made nowadays? How many movies that are going to live forever are being made nowadays? Not many, in my argument. How much music?
I had a conversation with some people over dinner a couple of nights ago, and I think that we concluded the last really good movie was Interstellar. And I think I'm pretty on with that opinion.
Interstellar
was a good movie, and I think that's might been the last really, really good movie that made you think.
Uncut Gems was good. I liked Uncut Gems.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
There are some really good movies out there. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not saying that there aren't good movies. There are some really good movies out there that every now and then I'm like, wow, this is a great fucking movie. But I feel like the blockbusters, right? The big movies, and obviously the 80s and 90s were a different time, and a lot of money was put into movies back then. But the addition of computer generated graphics also took something away from movies. You see it with Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies, right? Well, the Hobbit movies were also a way for people to make more money, and I think the Hobbit was a disaster compared to what the Lord of the Rings were and what the Hobbit could have been. Lord of the Rings, even though it did use a lot of computer generated generation, it was, I think, the last great movie that also used the models and used
I think that's
because there was an actual play between how much they wanted to use of computer generation, and as the movies progressed, the technology became more and more to where in the Return of the King they used much more computer generation than they did in the Fellowship and the Two Towers. And I think that has something to do with it, right? It takes something away from the feel of the movies, but I feel like art in general has become more about the formula and less about the emotion. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, you're 100%. I think you have to, in order to make a movie now, you got to check a bunch of boxes, right? And that box checking is what ruins movies, in my
Yeah.
opinion. You know, and
Yep.
I feel like just make a compelling movie. You know, everything else will flush out, right? Like, you know, I talked about this with I bring this back to Banshee, but one of the main characters is I wouldn't say overtly transgender, but definitely could be transgender, and I think is transgender. And it's like it's never like it's done right.
Mm-hmm.
Like the characters is one of my favorite characters in the show, right? And it's like that person, I feel like that person wasn't put there because there was a box that needed to be checked. They put there because they genuinely wanted a transgender character in the show.
Yeah.
And the characters is great, right? Like that's how you do it, man.
Exactly.
You tell a story, you know?
You
like,
have to be able to put yourself, even if you're not, like I myself, you know, I'm not a trans person, but the ability to be able to put yourself in those shoes and in that position with good writing and good acting is what makes that possible. That's why I love Star Trek when they do things like that, right? You have to have the ability to put yourself in those shoes to understand what it could be like to be this person. You're not going to understand, of course, exactly what it's like, but
beautifully said. That's exactly what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe not as much as, you know, it's more, it's, you know, it's not really in depth, but it's enough to kind of like, man, I love this character, you know?
Right.
And you don't care. You don't care about anything else, you know? And that's the way it should be. Like what people do, what adults do in their own bedrooms is their fucking business, man. Like it shouldn't, that's, you know, it's, I don't know. I just think it's really well done. And I think that's how you do it is you don't force anything down people's throats because then that's what causes resentment. I think that's why people resent it so much.
100%. That's why you have all these people out there, all these like, you know, white, you know, like entitled people who are like, oh, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. It's like we understand that maybe you're not racist, but what, you know, people are trying to say is they're trying. Okay, it's a hard topic to navigate, but like, so I feel like not say a lot of white people, but like, you know, some white people, when they hear like the Black Lives Matter, they hear certain things, right? They immediately get defensive because they feel like they're being put in a box and saying that, oh, you're like this or you're like that. But I think once you have the ability to look outside that, okay, to look outside that and have true compassion and to understand, I'm not saying it's right or wrong to think this way or to have these thoughts or to this movement or that movement, but once you have the ability to have the compassion to put yourself in someone else's shoes, I understand why they did this or had this movement or did this thing, right? I feel like once you have the compassion to understand why something is the way it is and why a person has gotten to this way, it no longer puts you on the defensive immediately and have to say, well, oh, you're saying I'm a racist because I don't like this movement, or you're saying I'm like this because I don't like that. No, all I'm trying to say is if you are able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand where they're coming from, you don't have to feel defensive about it. You can put yourself there and understand how someone could come to this way of thinking, or could come to, you know, I mean, listen, there's a lot of people out there who have been put through a lot of harm and put through a lot of shit in life. And there's a lot of people who haven't. There's a lot of people who don't understand what it's like to be a marginalized person, or what it's like to be a poor person, or what it's like to be someone who doesn't have everything given to them.
Are you like lagging at all?
No.
Stream's okay, everyone? Okay, maybe it's just me. All right.
And I feel like, you know, when you have a lot of people who are hurting, right? On this is what I mean. On like, I'm not just talking about one group. A lot of people who are hurting. You have a lot of mental health issues nowadays. And this is something that I think what social media does really bad, right? Is that they pit people against each other, that if you don't think like them or you're not part of them, then you're the enemy. And if you're not seeing this way, then you're the enemy. But when it comes down to two people just having a conversation, more often than not, they're able to work through a lot of those issues that they thought would have kept them apart. And like to what you're saying, Bob, and this is the thing, right? So you have a lot of people nowadays who do not spend time with the other side. Okay? You have people who are put into these echo chambers and they never leave them. And they continue to think that anything that isn't in my tribe is the enemy and is wrong. And you can see how people vilify people, and you can see how people get to certain points. But yet, when you sit down with someone and you start to talk to them and understand, this is why I love Lex Friedman, right? Melron and I, we love Lex Friedman. He invites everyone on his podcast, whether he agrees with them or not, or the person has crazy this or crazy that. He tries to understand the human being that's across the table from him. And I think that's such an important fucking thing, man. Forget about all the shit that you stand for. Forget about all the shit that you think. Forget about all the shit that this... Just understand that you're another living, breathing human being who has feelings, who has emotion, who has empathy, who has compassion. And start from there, right? And try to work on the similarities. And I think there's so many things that we can look at it that draw us apart for each other, but there's so much more that can...
I think together. Bob, like if someone does that to you, it puts you in a. So first of all, I'm really against boxes, right? I'm really against
boxes, man.
I'm really against reductionist thought. So what a lot of this woke movement is reductionist thought, right? And what that does is it condenses your essence, right? Your individuality into this little thing that's called white male or black female or gay black man, whatever you could think of. So you have this reductionality that goes down into this like bins, and everyone has to be in a bin, right? That is the most dangerous fucking way of thinking I have ever seen. That's Absolutely. What Hitler did, by the way, right? So like I cannot express to you how much I hate that way of thinking. Mm-hmm. Like reductionist thinking where someone says, "Oh, Bob's a white male, fuck him," right? Like without even thinking, "Oh, how was Bob raised? Where was he growing up? What's his favorite food? Blah, what was his favorite movie? X, Y, and that whole." And both sides does it, right? So I'm just saying that, but it's mostly the left that I see this reductionist. It's very reductionist thought where they have to put people in bins. I'm a XYZXY, right? Mm. Or I'm a ABC123. That is fucking stupid. Everyone is so individualistic that there is no bin for anyone, right? We're individuals. We have such a unique experience in every single person. And if someone, honestly, Bob, if someone comes to you and says you're a white male, fuck you, they don't have a lot of bulbs burning up there.
Well, I think they also don't have a lot of experience. Here's the thing, right? Yeah. Is that, and you said the left does it, but the right does it as well. I think it's both sides that do this.
No, but I think the reductionist, like I'm an XBYZ, right. That's more of a left thing. Yeah,
I think a lot of that has to do with experience. I think when people are, and this is where I try to understand. I try to understand why someone thinks that way. If someone their whole life has seen those type of people, right? So if I say I go my life living as a, I don't know, as an orange, right? And I see apples always, like, I never see apples in the tree, but I always see them on the ground, right? Falling from the apple tree, right? I'm going to go my whole life thinking that all apples are on the ground, right? That they're all, what I'm trying to say here? I'm using a horrible example.
No, my issue, Defcamp, is that why are you an orange? That's my issue.
Oh, I was born an orange. I don't know. I'm just an orange.
But so what? Where does that bin come from?
Okay. I'm trying to give this.
No. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say. My point is, there's only one bin, and the bin is human.
In argument, Melron, you are 100% right, but in practice, that is never the truth. Okay. The fact
because we have man-made constructs.
100%, yes.
Yeah.
But we have to take reality at reality, right? So I would love to live in a world where we just all thought of each other as just humans. Okay. I think that is a utopia. That is a perfect world. However, that is not reality. And here's the thing. It should be reality. We should be working towards that, but we're not. And I agree with you that we're not working towards that because we're continually making more and more boxes. However, now I'm trying to understand why people have gotten to that. Some people have just do it because it's the way that, the government has created these boxes, right? The social structure has created these boxes. And the other thing is too, if I grow up a certain way and I only see, for whatever reason, white men smoking cigarettes, and I never see a black guy smoking cigarettes, I never see white women smoking cigarettes, I'm going to think that, most, white men smoke cigarettes. So then, even though you go by your day probably seeing all these other white guys not smoking, you only see white guys smoking, right? Yeah. So now you think that white guys smoke. This is how it is. Now, I 100% agree that that isn't the truth, but you can understand how someone would get to that point and think that way. And I'm not saying it's a right thing to do. I'm not saying it's a wrong thing to do, but I can understand how someone can get to that point and think that, okay, only white guys smoke because that's all I've ever seen. I personally think it has to do with a lack of experience and a lack of, your surroundings. Some people, unfortunately, are not able to get out of where they are in their surroundings. So they only ever see this person on TV who is the person that is, making their life harder, or this person at their job who is there making their life harder. And they connect that type of person with how every other person who looks like them is like that. And I'm not saying I'm just saying that's how we get to that way of thinking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just would argue that's not very bright, but yes.
I completely agree. But I think when my argument is that social media enforces that in a lot of ways. Yes. Right? So social, especially when you stay in your one surrounding, right? Yeah. So if I'm born knowing this person, that person, and that person, I went to this school and I only talk to people from this school and this place, all of my views of what I thought are now being enforced to me. But now if I go to another school in another state and I meet other people, now my thoughts are being challenged. This is why I think it's such an important thing to speak with and have discourse with other people who have different opinions than you. Even if you think that they are completely wrong and are an idiot for thinking the way they think, it is so important that you still have discourse with them, because it will either reinforce your beliefs or change them slightly or change them drastically. And that is how we grow as human beings, people. That is how we grow, by having experiences that either challenge us or push us forward into another way of thinking, or into, the way we thought. And I think it's so important to do that.
It goes back to that thing we were talking about. There's two types of people in the world, right? And I know I'm binning right now, but
apples and oranges.
Kind of, but let's think. So, but my bins. What's interesting about my bins is they're not static. They can change. Okay, and that's the most important thing. There's two types of people in the world: people who are comfortable with their ignorance, and people who are uncomfortable with their ignorance. Always strive to be a person who's uncomfortable with your ignorance.
Absolutely.
Right? There are people that start off uncomfortable with their ignorance and then become ignorant and are comfortable with the ignorance, right? They get themselves in this way of thinking and like, this is the way the world works. And it happens to old people all the time. As you get older, unfortunately, a lot of people become comfortable with the level of ignorance that they have. It happens to scientists all the time, right? You have a scientist that starts off bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and they're like, yeah, all this awesome stuff. And then they get into what they believe is true about the world, and then they don't want to hear anyone else's explanation, right? Like that, it's so dangerous and not good for your personal mental health to be in that bin where you're comfortable with your ignorance. Always be uncomfortable with your ignorance.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's what it boils down to, in my opinion. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to, like, beautiful or unbeautiful, is that you don't have to be in one of those bins your whole life, unlike, race or whatever, right? Like,
exactly.
This is something you can change. You can have an active effect on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And here's something that, with my recent, step away from streaming, and I thought, me and Melder and I have been talking about this kind of stuff for a long time, because I'm very grateful that I have the ability to even have an audience of people, even if it only is 35 people, whatever, to watch it, because I think to myself, like, okay, what can I do about this? Because obviously, the majority of social media is being used, not purposely or whatever, but it is currently being used to continue this way of thinking, to continue the, pulling apart of people and, set in different groups. And I think something that's very rare and needs to happen more, and something that I want to be a part of, is to utilize social media to dissolve that, to dissolve these groups, to dissolve these differences, and to try and use social media to bring some level of discourse and compassion back to the mainstream. Because I think, you go back to the 90s, man, and I mean, you can call it rose-tilted goggles or whatever, but I feel like the everyday Democrat and Republican were so much closer than everyday, Democrat and Republican today, okay?
I think that's just, like, true, man. Like,
yeah, maybe I'm wrong. You can call me, you say I'm wrong, but I feel like there were so many more things that kept us together, 20, 30 years ago than there are today. I feel like somehow the fringes have become the norm, and the norm have become the fringes. Our society has been kind of inverted, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's because what I see, and maybe this is my own way of seeing things, and maybe I need to change that, right? Maybe I need to have that challenge. But personally, and maybe it's not happening fully, but I feel like it is happening more and more. I feel like it has been inverted, and the fringes have become in the middle. And I think it's very dangerous now, because you have, people on the extreme right who are able to have these, are sometimes they have, okay, so you take someone who has maybe a little bit more of a conservative way of thinking, right? That, 20 years ago would have been just like a normal Republican, but now they start surrounding themselves with people that are similar to them. And now, all of a sudden, you have people who are saying things like, oh, we need to have a country for us, and we need to, these people are taking our jobs, and what was these people, and then you have this little bit,
our jobs.
Yeah, but you have this little bit of extremism, a drop here, there, a drop here, a drop here, to the next thing you know, this normal person, this everyday Joe Schmo, has now become radicalized over 5 years. And the same exact thing happens on the extreme left. Same exact thing. You have this this person, progressive person. I'm not saying everyone on the left and right this happens too, right? But you have this person who was very progressive, who thought this way. He's like, yeah, I understand. I want equality. I want this, that, and the other. And then you get a little drop of this, and the next thing you know is saying, oh, anyone who doesn't believe in this, what I believe in, is a bigot, is a sexist.
Well, yeah, I think another way of thinking about it is when I was younger, I always thought the difference between Republican and Democrat it was a fiscal idea about money.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And it's not that anymore at all.
No.
Right. It's like, I was like, oh, okay, conservatism is about spending and about, like, okay, now I get it, right? And then, like, and now that was my idea of those two concepts.
Yep.
When I was in my 20s, right? It's about money. It's about how money should be allocated. And now it's completely not that, right? I feel like that's
No, you're absolutely right. I think each side has been radicalized a little bit more, and a little bit, and the media is a big part of it, right? I think that we are very lucky that we live in a country where the media isn't 100% controlled by the state, but the media is fucking controlled by someone. You have got to believe that there is
just look how biased they are. Like turn on MSNBC and turn on Fox.
Fox, exactly. They are. I mean, you are the part of an agenda. That's the thing, is like, you are, wherever you turn to, wherever you go to try to get your source, you're always being part of this agenda, that this thing that this group has.
Yeah. And
it's very hard to find an unbiased media source. And that's why people were saying Andrew Callaghan from Channel 5 is like, because all he did was go to places and put the camera on them. Didn't fucking say a word himself, just let the other people say things. And that's what media should be. Media should be, I'm putting the camera on you. I want to hear what you say. Whatever I fucking say doesn't mean a fucking thing, because I am the media and I'm trying to bring what's going on to everyone else. Okay. But now everything gets filtered through either a right way or a left way of looking at things. Right.
Yep.
And it's not even just a little bit left and a little bit right. I mean, some channels you might have that, but now you have the extreme on both sides. You have double fisting, you know, coming both ways like this. And that's
double fisting.
This is what it feels like to be an American. I'm getting it from all sides.
my brother always has the best way of explaining things.
Yeah, but man, you know, is anyone else sometimes like you go to other countries and like it's almost like I have an embarrassment that you're from America, and that's sad. That's sad. That's really sad.
To Europe, if you've been to Europe, you'll see that shit, man. It's I don't know. It's I just feel like
it's like we're the laughing stock, you know.
And I feel like Europe's, you know, is unfortunately moving in our direction, which is really even worse. But it's, I don't know, man. I've only had experience with Europe, right? I haven't really been to Africa or Asia or anywhere like that. But I feel like the Europeans are still pretty. I mean, they have their issues. Don't get me wrong. There is some quiet racism in Europe for sure. That you don't hear, but
I don't think it's gotten as normalized as it is here.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But and I'm just like, and you know, I am definitely proud to be an American. Like, I think there are so many things that were amazing about this country when it you know, when it was created. There was a lot of horrible things about this country when it was created.
Well, there was at least some good ideas.
Yes.
About separation, you know, certain things, right? Like, but there was slavery, so that's, you know.
I mean, the idea that a race of people were not equal to another race of people is such a fucking crazy thing to think of now.
It comes out of ignorance, man. I mean, you know, like they didn't understand. They had no conception of science. They had no conception of. I'm not normalizing it. I'm just saying that.
That's how you get to that. Yeah.
You know, I mean, the Romans. The only difference between the Romans were the Romans didn't care what color your skin was, right?
Yeah.
You were a slave. You were a slave.
Right.
You know what I mean? You were conquered people, essentially. Is how it was, right?
You weren't.
But I do think there's there was a transition to it became a racist institution because they literally thought that, you know, they thought that they were superior to other groups of people. I'll use that word because I hate the word race.
And people use religion.
Scientifically, it's fucking dumb. But
because I mean, people use religion to try to. But like I sometimes I think to myself at night, like what needs to happen in our world for us to become a society? Because we know we live in a society.
Really? I'm not sure.
What needs to happen to us, to society as a whole, to move on to the next step, right? And what is the next step, right? Like, sometimes I feel like with the way things are going now, we're either working ourselves towards a fucking civil war or towards a massive war with a country like China, which I think would, you know, but like,
I think that's a separate issue.
That is a separate issue. But like, what I mean is like, what I mean is what will get us, because I thought what I mean is the thing of like I'm thinking of potentially if a war with China could end up somehow in a one world kind of unification.
I think the war with China is inevitable, but I do think that we are becoming weaker as a nation because of our we're separating ourselves. We're basically fighting each other. Yeah.
And it's getting really, really bad. Like, if to anyone who doesn't think it is, like, I mean, just go on YouTube and watch the videos that are going on. Like, just the level of complete to use a term from Leon Lush, brainworms that people have nowadays is fucking unbelievable.
Brainworms, I like that.
I mean, people who feel like they are entitled to everything. Like, you know, there was this one woman who, like, she went in front of line, and the guy said something to her, and she started screaming because she's like, "I've been raped. I've been this. How dare you speak to me in that manner?" and all this shit. And it's just like,
damn, really?
And you know, the bottom line, I think, you know, it comes down to mental health. There's a fucking mental health epidemic in this country. But why is that? What is the underlying reason of that? I'm not a fucking psychologist, right? I mean, I have a fucking, certificate in certified recovery, but that's nothing compared. But I tend to think it has something to do with what social media is doing to people nowadays and how we are becoming a species of people who are now tribal again, in a way, right? And the lack of, we have a lack, like, people are shocked sometimes when they walk into a store and have to have a discourse with someone who thinks completely differently than they do. And what ensues is a complete disaster, right?
Yeah.
And people feel like they have to consistently be in a safe space or consistently be in a place where their views aren't challenged. Or, that's why you had all these people going crazy when they walked into stores with masks. I live in America. It's a free country. Okay, yes, you have freedoms, but when you walk into a fucking private store, doesn't mean it's owned by the government, right?
Yeah.
Freedom of speech is a great thing, very important in this country, but you can't say whatever the fuck you want on Twitch or on YouTube. There are rules, okay? They're not laws, there are rules. People have this level of entitlement that they think that they can do whatever the fuck they want. And it's getting really bad, man. It's getting really bad. And whenever someone is challenged, they immediately look at that other person like they are the fucking other tribe, the other enemy, and they need to be killed. I mean, I'm not a fan of Jordan Peterson, right? A lot of things that what he says are very fucking crazy and whatever, but there are some things that he has said that, let's be honest.
You got to do the voice.
Oh, now, listen, now, I'm gonna, wait. It's not right, people. It's not. Everyone has a different way of thinking of things, okay? It's like, I go out of my house, and some guy comes up to me and he says, "Wow, Jordan, it's great to see you. Nice man." But I'm just a regular guy. And everyone's calling me toxic with this toxic masculinity. And it's not right. It's not okay, all right?
You gotta do this.
It's kind of like, it's like, wow, where did it come from? My God, it's like crazy. It's weird, wow, it's just out there,
you gotta attack like this with your foot out.
Gotta attack him like this with your foot out, okay? Okay, right? So whatever, you have crazy people out there like Jordan Peterson. He said some crazy things. He's also said some things that make sense. You don't, just because you don't agree with something that someone says doesn't mean you can't agree with what he says the next day. This is another problem. Someone says one thing, they're black booked. But okay, they can say something else that I agree with.
It's like imagine if your kid or your wife, you treated your kid or your wife like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ethan Klein, right? I loved Ethan Klein. Hey, he said some things that I don't agree with. He said some things that I do agree with. Okay. Jordan Peterson, he's, done a lot of things that have been pretty, some said some really fucked up things, but people literally, there was this video about Alvin Preach where they were like, there are 3 things that I love in life: eating, drinking, and watching Jordan Peterson cry. Like, the level of hatred that people have towards this man is so unhealthy. If you are that messed up in the head, it's not okay. It's not right. But seriously, like, to go your life and to want to see someone go through such misery and to that bring you joy, that gives you fucking joy to see someone suffer? What the fuck is wrong with you? Right?
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
How are you judging that person when you're the one who is feeding off the tears of a broken man?
People who hate bigots are becoming bigots.
Exactly.
Yep.
People don't realize, this is what I'm saying. People look at the right and they say, "Oh, you're a bigot." And then, okay, they'll look at the right, on the left, they'll say, "You're a bigot because you said this and you said that." And sometimes it's warranted, but then they do the same fucking thing they did. The same fucking thing.
You're wrong, so make it right.
If you want to be better than that person, then you have to rise above, not become them. Become them. That's what they do. They just become what they hate. This is what's wrong with the fucking world, man. People don't know how to let shit go anymore. People will see, you know, like, God, thank God who I was 15 years ago wasn't on social media. You know?
Yeah.
Guys, I was a fucking junkie. I was a heroin addict. You know, I did things that I'm not proud of, okay? I stole. I robbed people. Like, I was a bad fucking person for a while. Okay? And then they go back and they look at someone because someone said a certain word, you know, whatever. I'm not saying that, you know, saying words, these words are good or bad and other, but some of these people are fucking 18, 19 years old, are kids, are children. And you're going to judge them for the rest of their life because of what they did? Or you're going to judge them 10 years ago of something that they said 10 years ago? Like Jesus said, man, I mean, I'm not a religious person, but he who hath not sinned, let him cast the first fucking stone, bro. That's what he said.
He said it just like that, too.
Just like that.
Yeah, he said it just like that.
Cast the first fucking stone, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, cast the stone, bro. Bro. Like, seriously, man. And I just don't understand how people have no compassion anymore.
No.
How the hell can you...
Because it's hard. It's hard to have compassion. That's the thing.
I guess.
I think people just want to take it the easy way out on everything, man. It's just like, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something a little more fun. Let's do something fun.
So, have you heard about like what's going on with the new WoW expansion? I heard it's a fucking massacre. The Dragon Walk or the Dragon shit.
Dude, I've been so out of the fucking loop with this stuff. I have no idea.
All I know is, so this is what I heard about Wintergrass. So, Metagoblin.
Oh, shit.
Thank you, brother.
What's up, dude?
What's up, Metagoblin? Thank you so much for the raid, man. We just got off of a fucking crazy rant about Jordan Peterson and a bunch of other stuff, you know, but whatever. So now we're going back talking about WoW. I was telling everyone earlier, I quit playing WoW. I haven't been playing anymore. I'm going to be streaming, you know, more of like, you know, let's chatting, let's, I was going to say, let's have sex kind of stuff. Let's chat kind of stuff. I don't know. Anyway, have you heard what happened in Wintergrass? So apparently, in Wintergrass, there were like a bunch of people who hit 80 already. The game came out, what was it, 27th, something like that, when round came out. People hit 80 like that night, joined Wintergrass, and they were able. So defending Wintergrass was like impossible, right? So you would win automatically, and people would queue over and over and over again for Wintergrasp, and just get like 50, 60k, 1,000 fucking honor, right? And now you have these people who are like honor capped in like, so everyone's complaining that
dude, WoW's such a fucking joke, dude.
Everyone's complaining that the first arena season is like fucked now because of all this. And now they put a cap on it, so you can't queue until like every 3 hours or something like that for Wintergrass. I knew Wintergrass was going to be a clusterfuck.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen.
You guys quit? Yeah. So basically...
Yeah, we quit like 3-4 months ago.
Oh, you got the honor cap twice? Nice. Yeah, we quit a while ago. So I had told everyone earlier, basically, man, like I had just lost all interest playing WoW. And I'm not saying I'll ever come back to it or what. But, you know, and look, Meldron and I, we love Wrath. Like, Wrath is one of our favorite expansions. We have a lot of fond memories, but just where we are in life, and especially for me, like, you know, I came back every week because I love the people that I played with. I love the people that, you know, I streamed with and everything. And I want to focus more on, you know, streaming and doing something that I feel like is important, and like, you know, trying to have discourse about, you know, just everyday topics, everyday shit, talk about different things. So I plan on streaming again, you know, back to like, you know, five days a week, talking about all different topics, talking about, you know, different games, different shit. So I'm back, but yeah, unfortunately, Meldron and I feel like right now we're kind of...
Why are you saying unfortunately?
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck I'm saying it, because I don't know, I feel like some people are like, you know, I have no interest in playing WoW whatsoever.
Dude, I will never play that game again.
Yeah.
I'm done. It gave me some great times. I loved the people I met. It's over. It's done.
Yeah, it's the thing. Yeah, it did. And that's the other thing too, is like we had a great fucking time in Wrath, bro. We really did. Like, remember?
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, it was fun, man.
You guys play a lot of craft, man. Remember?
You guys play a lot of crap.
Moose Slayer.
Dude, how many times we run Heroic Calls of Lightning and get that fucking axe?
Oh
I don't know how
my
many times.
god, bro! Like 50. So we had this guy who was in our guild who was like, this Melron and I made our first guild in Wrath. It was called Metal Militia, and we had gotten the complete fucking ragtag of people, right? And this guy was like such a stoner, man, and we would just be like in the middle of like explaining something, you know, like, all right, guys, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna be like, and he would just cue it, be like, hold on, guys, 1 sec, and he'd be like you just hear him hitting a bong, like,
yeah,
and he'd be like, oh fuck, can you explain that again?
I had to like pull him aside one time. I was like, dude, woo, I like you a lot, man, but you can't show up the raid high anymore, man.
Dude, he would show up so stoned. Okay, so let me give the explanation again of why I quit. So, I mean, the main reason is because I'm not happy playing the game anymore. And I also feel like every time I felt like I could only stream WoW, right? I feel like I pigeonholed myself into streaming WoW, and I started to resent streaming because I wasn't having fun playing WoW anymore. I love streaming, but I didn't love playing and streaming WoW, which made me stop doing everything altogether. And then I realized, like, I fucking love streaming. I love doing this. It's just WoW that I mean, guys, I played WoW from 2006 to 2022. Taking little breaks in between here and there, right? Maybe a year or so here and there. But that's a long fucking time. And what I want out of life nowadays is not to wake up every day and play. Because, like, the way I played WoW, guys, it was my life. It was everything I did. You know? I streamed it all day. Or I played it all day. I helped run a guild, right? And, you know, our guild, Meldron had announced that he was leaving because he has a lot of stuff going on in life. He's working out in LA. He has, you know, his PhD. He's working this great job. I didn't have the time anymore. And it made me realize that the only thing that was really keeping me to the game was the other people that I was playing with. And once our guild had kind of fallen apart, some stuff had happened, kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, what had happened with the whole guild and everything. And that made me realize that, hey, the only reason why I was really playing this game was, number one, to try to recapture some piece of what I had back in the day. But it's almost like anyone here who, you know, is a recovering addict like myself, or it's like that first time you got stoned, or the first time you got high, it's like you're always trying to chase that. And I felt like, in a way, I was always trying to chase that. Maybe that's just like one small side of it, but I also just wasn't happy playing the game anymore, right? Exactly where I am right now, like doing with my life. Yeah, and I mean, you know, like I said, guys, who knows where I'm going to be a year from now, 2 years from now. But I want to focus on the stream, okay? I want to focus on the content. I want to focus on the personality of the person you see in front of you on the streams. I want to have, you know, conversations with you guys, talk about things that are funny, talk about things that are important, talk about things, you know, different games, talk about fucking, you know, like we were talking about earlier, talking about fucking, you know, all this crazy shit going on in the world nowadays, the fucking Lord of the Rings shit, watching cool videos, talking about other shit. Let's give them something. Let's watch
a JP video, man. Let's do it. Come on.
Oh God, you want to watch Jordan?
No, Jean-Pierre.
Oh, Jean-Pierre. I thought you meant Jordan. I thought you meant Jordan Peterson.
No, I meant the real JP. Dude.
I thought
Jean-Pierre.
No. So Meldron and I we don't like making fun of Jordan Peterson. It's that we like his like voice. We like making fun of his voice. I don't like making fun of anyone. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You should watch the. I know you haven't watched the fucking mac and cheese.
Oh, the mac and cheese. Okay, you guys ready for some food porn? All right, Jean-Pierre.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Just so you know, you got to change your setup because you're not showing your screen.
Oh, right. I don't know if people will be able to see you. Is that all right?
It's fine.
Okay.
Knock me off. It's fine.
All right.
I don't want people to see what I'm doing and watching this video anyway.
So let me go to this work. Yeah, that works. Okay. All right. Oh, is this the one, Melvin, the top one right here?
Yeah, top one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy, if you've never heard of him, his name is Jean-Pierre. He is an amazing chef. Meldron has fallen in love with him.
I binge watch this guy all day. Yeah. This is what I do.
All right, let's watch this shit. Nice to have you back. It is good to be back too, guys. All right, let's watch this video. Enjoy some fucking amazing cooking. And dude, Mom brought me this soup.
She told me, dude.
So it looks so good, bro.
Well, hello there, friends.
I love the way this guy talks because so he has that like he says his R's like a W. Hello there, friends.
Hello there, friends.
All right, let's
a
listen.
fabulous
I'm
video
making
and
this,
today.
by the way.
This
not
is
today.
my
You're
mac
making
and
it,
cheese.
yeah.
It's not just your grandma mac and cheese, or maybe she was a fabulous cook. This is my mom mac and cheese. It's got brie cheese,
I love this
cheddar,
song.
Gruyere, white truffle. It's an amazing.
Hello there, friends.
I've used this song in a video before. What the
Dude,
fuck?
it's the YouTube Creative Commons.
Oh, okay.
macaroni and cheese. Remember, if you like the recipe, subscribe, ring the bell, and give us a thumbs up. Okay, friends, today I'm making my macaroni and cheese.
It's Peo, dude.
I have to make my macaroni and cheese because I see so many recipes out there. Man, this is so simple, eh? This is a classical bechamel.
Bechamel.
Then we're gonna add cheese to it, so it becomes a Mornay sauce. What kind of cheese that we're gonna add? Well, brie cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano, Gruyere cheese.
You want to hear something crazy? I've never had brie, bro. Never.
And cheddar
dude,
cheese.
okay.
Gonna add a little bit of
pause the video. Pause the video. You need to go to fucking Wegmans, heat it up in the oven, and you, dude, it's unbelievable.
I feel like I'm missing out on a huge part of life. Yeah, I've never had it.
And we're gonna add some white truffle oil from Alba, Italy. That is absolutely beautiful.
And
then we're gonna put a fresh breadcrumb and we're gonna bake it. This is gonna be the best macaroni and cheese you've ever had in your life. I promise you.
If you don't like macaroni and cheese,
it's very simple to make. You can all make it. All right. First, we're gonna clean the brie. When you get the brie, it comes in with a. I don't need that much brie really because I have a lot of the other cheese also.
What is that white stuff on the top of the cheese?
But I like it.
It's the
moist cheese.
It's the rind.
It really contributes to some nice moisture in it on the recipe. And what I'm going to do is I am going to peel the rind of it. This is a really cool trick to remove the rind of a brie. You see, look. What are you doing? You just take your vegetable peeler and you peel it right off. But the reason why it's peeling right off right there, it's because I got the brie kind of I put it in the freezer for a little while, like for a half hour or so, you see, and it made it easy to peel it, right? You see, and I mean, you don't have to remove the rind of the brie. There's nothing wrong with it. It certainly is edible. I eat it all the time, but in a macaroni and cheese, it just
so pause the video again.
Some.
Quick. So this guy is not only French; he's half Italian.
Right. He's half Italian, half French.
Yeah.
It's like the best of two worlds, man. It's like you have
I know.
The simplicity of Italian. So I'm not saying Italian food is simple, but it's about like having like few ingredients and letting them pop, and then the complexity of French cuisine, right? It's like the best of two worlds, man.
Yeah.
Japanese French would be really good too. Yeah.
Some questions not really attractive. So I take it off. All right, but it's up to you.
You're not really attractive.
You can do whatever you want with it. You don't even have to. It's still a little cold, you see. You don't even have to put brie if you don't want to put brie in your macaroni and cheese. But I buy a triple cream brie.
Who is that?
On top of that, triple cream.
Elmer Fudd.
So this is really delicious.
I'm making some mac and cheese.
And we're gonna put it in a minute. All right.
Yo, don't make fun of JP. I'll fucking
clean it up, and then we're gonna get going. Okay, so now.
He's the real JP from now on.
Is we're gonna put a little bit of butter on the pan. Just a little bit of butter.
Just
he's making a bechamel. I mean, you need a lot.
I love how he says we're just gonna put a little bit of butter on the pan, and then proceeds to put like a fucking pound of butter.
Maybe I'll add a little bit more. I'll publish the exact recipe. There's never enough butter. I'll publish the exact recipe on our website, so you can go and check it out over there. We got a little flour in there, and we're gonna make a roux.
A roux.
And we're gonna cook this. And then we're going to put some milk. You could put cold milk or you could put hot milk. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to melt the cheese.
Oh, yeah.
The noodles, I'm using the elbow macaroni.
Elbow.
And because the elbow macaroni is,
That's classic.
as far as I'm concerned, that's really the only way to make a macaroni and cheese is the elbow macaroni.
I've never had
Everybody
macaroni and
uses different
cheese
kind of
that
pasta.
wasn't elbow
Use
macaroni.
whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, I'm
I think
making
it's
it
more
without. I'm doing it with
classical
penne.
and traditional to
penne.
use the elbow macaroni. They're already cooked.
I'll tell you what. So Wegmans on the street from us, guys, they have this really good, like dense, thick pasta noodle. That would go amazing with this.
A little bit al dente, but not too al dente, because they're not going to cook that much in the oven. You know, the sauce is going to be cooked, so the pasta are not going to cook that much. So don't undercook them because you think they're going to cook in the oven.
If you don't know what al dente means,
the sauce we're
like
going to make is going to be fairly liquid. I like it to be a little more liquid because the pastas are still going to release a little bit of starch. And I don't know about you, but I do not like pasty macaroni and cheese. I like it when it's a little liquid, so it's not pasty at all.
We're
going to put the white truffle oil from Italy.
No, you don't. You don't know what you're talking about. When you say pasty,
if you like truffle flavor, this is amazing.
Like gooey. I think like gooey.
It's going to be gooey. It's going to be very gooey.
Website if you like it. It's really
Where's that
wonderful.
crackling coming
if you're
from?
going to buy
is that his mic?
truffle oil, make sure you buy a really good one because there's a lot of crap
video.
out there. So look, guys.
Unfortunately, this video is one of his older ones. And now he has all updated shit.
Okay, his audio is not very good. Yeah, that's all right.
He has all updated shit now. Yeah.
A little flour in there. We're making a roux. You see, this is just a roux.
It's just this one.
Nothing complicated. A little flour, little butter. So far, you can all do this.
So
right?
a roux is just flour and butter.
Every time.
That's all it is.
I always
That's all
tell
roux is.
everybody, cooking is simple, friends. This is not complicated. We're going to cook this just for a minute or so. Not too long. Just a little bit. I want to try to cook them. Remember, whenever you put...
Okay, so the skeeve in me is watching little spittle coming from his mouth going in the pot. And I'm just like,
you're such a... Dude, you're one of those people I hate, dude.
So cook it at low heat so we don't burn it.
You're one of those people that it's like, oh, Jean-Pierre, drop on the table and put it
out. That's like glue.
I would not say anything, and I would still eat the fuck out of it. You know
I have to cook it, and so that's why you put the flour.
I just couldn't help but notice it.
And this is just a cook roux. We don't want to cook it to be too dark. Because then we're going to burn the milk protein. So we don't want it to be too dark. We just want it to be
French is
just
such a weird
gently
language.
cooked right there. And then we're going to put the milk in here. It doesn't look like the milk is very hot. So, but it's okay. It'll be just fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to grab a whisk.
Have to keep it moving so it doesn't burn, right?
Because we're going to reduce this a little bit. I'm going to grab a whisk. Talking about a whisk. Size matter. Mamma mia, look at this thing. All right, so we're going to put a little bit of milk in here, friends.
He reminds me.
All right, we'll put this together.
He said, Mamma mia.
And then we're going to cook it for a while, you see?
Oh, that looks
right
so
there,
good.
Here we go. Right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to cook this. We're going to cook this until it's a little thick. The whisk helps you at the beginning avoid the lumps. That's all. That's the only reason why you're putting it in with a whisk. But you could certainly you add it as long as you have, as long as milk you need. You see, look. You add as much milk as you need to make a nice. You see, look, there's no lumps whatsoever. It's beautiful, smooth already. You know, another thing you could add in a recipe like this, friends, is a little goat cheese, if you like goat cheese. I make it sometimes with goat cheese, with some sun-dried tomato. Sometimes I sauteed mushrooms and put it in there. But if you don't like mushroom, you're not going to do it. You could put ham in the macaroni and cheese.
Bacon.
You could put lobster. I make it with lobster. It's delicious.
Make it with bacon. That would be better.
You got to cook your lobster first. See? You got to cook it until it's nice.
You see how smooth it is?
Look how beautiful that looks.
Yeah.
You see? That looks absolutely beautiful. We're going to cook it just a little bit longer. And then we're going to put our cheese in there. We're going to melt our cheese until it's nice and smooth. You see? We're almost there, friends.
Dude, look how much cheese he puts in this thing.
Brie in there. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, there's the brie.
Well, last time you put brie in the macaroni and cheese. You don't have to do that. Okay? A little bit of Gruyere. I have a beautiful Gruyere.
Yeah.
Right there. And now we're going to put a beautiful cheddar cheese. Oh, baby. Check it out. A little cheddar cheese right there. All right, so far it's looking good.
Gruyere right there.
Good. Oh, yes, it is. We're going to melt all this. I want it to be smooth. I want it to be smooth like a baby's butt. Really smooth, okay, friends?
Really,
that's what I'm looking
smooth.
for, smoothness. I don't want any
I've been doing good, brother.
Cheese, and it's not matter. And of course, we're going to put some Parmigiano Reggiano, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit of Parmesan. Measure carefully, yeah? You notice I'm not measuring anything. You want to measure, you measure.
Measure carefully, yeah?
Okay, if I were you...
Never measure anything. So, I just want to say, Parmesan Reggiano is probably one of the best cheeses in the fucking world, man.
It's the king of cheese, man.
I don't remember when I've seen a video where they make those giant wheels of it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mega Man, I'll fill you back in later, but yeah, we've been talking a lot about how everything has been, but dude, this mac and cheese, it looks like I could probably make something like this.
I wouldn't be measuring.
Matt, you could easily
Look at this.
Yeah.
I want it to be a little more liquid than this. This is way too thick, but the cheese is not melted yet. So let's wait before we do anything. Oh, another thing you got to do, friends.
He's so
you gotta put a
animated.
little bit of pepper in there, right? Now, normally you're supposed to put white pepper.
This is where he said white pepper, yeah.
My mom would not be happy of putting black pepper in there, but thank goodness
My mom would not be
she's
happy.
not here. No, I shouldn't say thank goodness she's not here. But if she was here, she would not be happy. So look, we're gonna
Zombie,
put.
yeah, what you doing?
We're gonna put a little bit of. We're gonna
No,
wait
his
on
mom
the salt,
was Italian.
Oh,
just a little bit.
the cheese
Just
police,
a
the
little
butter
bit.
police are coming to get him.
Yeah.
Use too much butter.
You see, right now it's still a little too thick. Oh, no, nutmeg, fresh nutmeg.
Fresh
You know,
nutmeg.
fresh nutmeg use the one the grandmother
Nutmeg
gave you
and
20
mac and
years ago. It don't
cheese?
taste like nothing.
Yeah, nutmeg's amazing, dude.
You can put it in
Fresh
everything,
nutmeg,
right? Yeah.
okay, it's no
Yep,
big deal. It's
yep.
a nut. Then you grind. Look, check
It's
this
a
out.
nut.
Check this out. Look in the pot. Look in the pot. See?
Aw.
Fresh nutmeg. Now, if you ever never had fresh nutmeg before, you test it. Let me tell you something. It has nothing to do with the one you have in your cupboard for the last 20 years.
Dude, he's
You still
grandma,
think it
dude.
tastes
I
like
know, he
nutmeg.
is.
It
I
don't
told
taste like
you.
nothing.
He really is.
All right, look, folks. I'm almost, my brie is almost melted. I want it to be totally smooth as silk, okay? I am not. And right now I'm still a little thick. You notice? You see, look. Still a little thick and not smooth. Not smooth. I'm not smooth yet. Why am I not smooth? Because the cheese is not completely melted yet. I'm going to put a little bit more milk. When in doubt, let's say you in doubt.
Let's say you in doubt.
Instead of making it too thick, make it too thin.
Make it the thin.
Too thin is never gonna hurt you. I promise you. Too thin is never gonna help you. No hurt you. But too thick, pasty macaroni and cheese.
I love his
Open
faces,
up a blue
man.
box for that. You know, I never had a blue box. I heard about it, but I never had one.
He's
We didn't
talking
have
about
this
Kraft,
growing
right?
up.
Blue box.
You know, I
Yeah,
grew
yeah,
up.
yeah,
my
yeah,
mom was
yeah,
Italian,
yeah.
but I tell you what, I didn't make macaroni and
Kraft,
cheese. In France. We didn't
Kraft.
make it this way
Kraft.
anyway. I don't remember how she made it, but I don't think we made it this way. Look, it's getting nice and smooth. It's getting nice and
It
smooth.
looks so creamy.
All right, look.
I can
But
just
it's not
drink
smooth
that.
enough for me.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
sir,
tell
it's
me
not.
about
So
it.
you know what I like to do?
What do you like to do?
Because somehow one of the cheese don't want to melt. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bring in the guns. I'll bring in the big guns. If I have to, I'll bring in the big guns. I'll bring in the immersion
Oh, a
blender.
mixer?
I'll show you.
Immersion blender.
You watch. I want it to be
That's
smooth
the
as
thing.
silk.
I don't have any like shit
See,
like that.
so look.
You don't, Matt. You don't need it, man.
When
Yeah,
you're in
no,
that,
yeah.
just go like this. I want it to be so smooth.
I love
All
the
you-
audio.
all you-
You know, in the meantime,
All you
the
gotta do is
flour
cook
is
it a little longer,
cooking,
that's all you gotta
everything is cooking. So we're doing pretty good.
I'm sorry. The imperfect audio makes it better. I think. It's
Yeah, it
like,
does.
Yeah.
You see? Want to be smooth.
You there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, baby.
He's just so loud. Let me lower it.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. Let me put this over here. Do you think it's going to stay right here? Stay. Say, look. Bang.
It reminds me of
Check
grandma
it out.
and dad a little bit too.
Look
yeah.
at this,
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
It's some old ASMR.
You see right there? It's
See
what I'm
how he
talking
just
about right
said
there.
stay
Look,
to
look,
the
look.
thing? That was something Grandma would say.
Yeah.
The only speck we see is the black pepper. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, mom.
And the nutmeg. If you don't want that, just don't put them in. Okay, I gotta test it because
Oh my God,
I'm
I
not
love
putting
this,
my
man.
macaroni in there until I test this. Look at this. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh my
Look
God.
at this. Usually I take a little spoon, but I'm gonna take a big spoon.
Imagine what that tastes like.
Yeah.
Oh, mamma mia. This is amazing. I'm telling you, you make this, you're not going to believe it. Okay, so what do we do now?
Dude. That is grandma.
We got to
Dude, the tongue.
Yeah,
I
you
love
just
it.
said- this is my grandma, guys. This is 100%
so I
my
can
grandma.
plate everything, friends. Right there, look. I'm just going to do this. Put a little bit of a white truffle oil.
Oh, white truffle.
You put as little or as much as you want of this, okay? Some people don't like it. They think it's not good. Let me tell you something. This is truffle oil then is made like they make tea. They slice white truffle, they fuse it like they make tea for 3 days, and they remove the white truffle. This is amazing. This smells like Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. Oh, Mamma mia.
So here we go. All right, mix it up really good. You see, look, it's liquid, okay? Make it however you want. I want it liquid, okay? I don't want it to be thick. I'm not interested in thick. So look, I got my macaroni right there.
Okay.
Macaronis are cooked. So now I'm going to take my sauce.
So let me go. So, okay, he started with butter, flour, right? Then he just added the cheeses and milk and then spices, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. And then you just add it to the pasta. Then you put cheeses on top and breadcrumbs on top. That's basically it. I could do that, dude. I could do that.
You don't even need the breadcrumbs. You don't even need the breadcrumbs.
I like the breadcrumbs though.
And don't leave any of the sauce. And
don't worry if you really want to put it the next level, man.
If you think
have
it's
some
going to be
bacon
too liquid,
bits.
it's not going to be too liquid. I promise you. I promise you, it's not going to be too liquid. This is a macaroni.
It's not going to be too liquid.
Friends.
No, he's right. It is perfect.
This is a macaroni.
It's not going to be too liquidy or
Oh yeah, baby. You see? You see?
I love that sound. Okay, the sound of mac and cheese is I love that fucking sound. Listen.
That's the way I want it. Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. This is what I'm talking about right there. You see? Look how beautiful that is. This is right there. Mix it up really good now, okay? Take your time. Mix it up really good now. Oh yeah. You see? So if you think it's too liquid, don't think that. Think again. It's not too liquid. We're not going to put it in the lasagna pan. I got a lasagna pan right there. And the lasagna pan, friends, has been buttered. As you can see, there's butter in the lasagna pan. I'm going to put that in here just like this.
He's like so excited. I love it. He's so excited.
There's extra.
Oh, my God.
Maybe not. We did good.
If you want, Matt, if you want to watch another one after this, you got to watch the meatloaf one.
Oh, yeah. What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's put it
because he wraps the whole thing in bacon.
Maybe I don't want to make it slap.
Yeah.
So this right there, we just have to eat that separately, friends. Now we're gonna take welcome. I'm gonna put it right on top of it, just like this. Now you know it's in the breadcrumb. You know it's gonna be delicious. You know you can also add some bacon bits. In
oh, bacon bits!
It's also delicious. I make it with bacon bits sometimes. It's delicious. Make your own bacon bit. Don't be buying that bacon bit cut at the store. So here we have it, friends. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Make your own bacon bit.
Here you go. Right there.
Dude,
now what I gotta do?
To meet this guy
put
so
a little
bad.
Reggiano on top.
He's in
on
Fort
top of
Lauderdale.
right there. This is gonna go in the oven, friends.
He's gonna go.
Yeah.
And this right there. It's gonna be. I promise you. The best macaroni and cheese you've ever had.
I believe it.
First, I'm going to clean my dish because I like it nice and clean.
Nice and
I
clean.
like to be sloppy looking.
No, not sloppy.
Okay, sometimes it's difficult on camera, but here we're good. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm going to put this in the oven until it's beautiful golden brown, and then we'll eat it together. All right? It's going to be amazing. I'll put it right in the oven.
Dude, I love his excitement. He's so excited. Yeah. About 25 minutes later.
Okay, I'm now going to go get the mac and cheese. I can smell it. The whole kitchen smells amazing. I'm telling you. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Check it out. I love those dogs.
I love those dogs.
Look at this. Oy, look at this, friends.
Oh, my God.
That's a mac and cheese. Yes, sir, it is. Look at this. Oh, yeah.
I will never lose weight watching. Like,
no, that's a mac and cheese on steroid. You're going to love this one. Okay, so we're going to cut
I love the cuts.
A little slice of that mac and cheese.
I know. Oh, that is some good ASMR right there.
The corners are tough, so I think we're going to get it from here.
You got to do the meatloaf after this.
Okay.
We leave the corner when nobody's watching. It's still going to be tough to do.
Basically, this is what I do, man. I torture myself every night. I watch this every night.
You know, when I lost a lot of weight, Phil, the first time, I used to watch Food Network 24/7.
That's all I do. That's all I do.
Oh, God.
This is my macaroni and cheese.
Guys.
All right, meatloaf.
All right, one sec. Let me talk to the guys in a sec. Hold on, and then we'll watch Meatloaf. That was amazing. Mega Man, I just wanted to let you know because I know you hit me up. When I first been live for about 2 hours. I said, first of all, sorry to everyone who had hit me on Discord. I had taken a break from everything, right? From Discord, from streaming, from everything, and I needed time to basically, decide what I wanted to do when I came back. And Mega Man, I told everyone that Melderon and Melderon first had quit playing WoW. I as well had quit playing WoW. But I'm back to streaming, and I'm back to doing what I love. I no longer am going to just stream something because I think that's what people want to see. I'm going to stream what I want to watch and do things that I want to do. So that's what I'm back doing, guys. I'm back here talking to you guys, talking about the things I love, watching videos, talking about different games, talking about all different kinds of things. But I really appreciate everyone who had hit me up and asked how I was doing. I just, I needed to turn that side of my life off for a little bit. I just needed to walk away from my computer, from all that shit, and, take care of myself, my mental health and my body, my physical, all that kind of stuff. But I appreciate all you guys so much, seriously. I think I answered the question.
Yeah.
All right.
Meatloaf.
Yeah, Meatloaf. All right, Jean-Pierre.
You guys subscribe to him.
Oh, yeah. I think, honestly, Phil, I'm being 100% with you. I think, okay, what an awesome stream would be me making that mac and cheese. How fucking amazing.
Easy. Yeah, you should do that. You should do that.
Oh, my God. Davi, he was like, I think we found a new perfect person to watch.
Bro, this guy, I'm telling you, I love this man. I've never met him.
Oh, wait, here it is, right? My Meatloaf, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hello there, friends.
The top one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
1.4 million views.
Oh, right.
I just took this thing out of the oven.
Look at his face, dude. Hold on, man.
Look at this meatloaf.
Oh.
It's got beef. It's got beer. It's got pork. It's got ham. It's got salami. It's got this is amazing. If you could smell it, you gotta stay tuned. You gotta make this. You guys are gonna love it. It's amazing. Remember, if you like the channel, we love you to subscribe.
Oh my God, it looks so good.
And don't forget to ring the bell so you get the new video. Stay tuned. I'm gonna show you how to make this. It's amazing.
So it's wrapped in bacon. Holy shit. Yeah. No more WoW for right now. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Guys. Have you watched Man with Pot? I don't think I've ever heard of that. Man with Pot. Phil, you ever hear of that?
What?
Man with Pot.
No.
Is that a cook? The one we used to watch a lot that I used to love?
I like Sam. And Guga,
Sam. But what was the one guy we used to watch all the time that did everything in like 18th century?
Townsend's.
Oh, Townsend's. Yes, guys. If you've ever like period cooking, there's a guy called Townsend's, and we can watch some of that another day. Amazing stuff. He does everything like how they cooked in like the 18th century and shit. It's called Townsend's Cooking, I think, something like that. Yeah, it's so cool, man.
Dude, look at JP's face and the way you paused it.
Yo, I want this as the thumbnail of the YouTube video.
Okay,
I'll just put my face and like his face popping out on the side. Oh yeah, no. It does look like a Pokemon.
Friends, this is my favorite meatloaf.
The favorite
and
meatloaf.
My famous meatloaf, I should say. When I was in the restaurant business in 1976, yeah, that's a long time ago. Some of you were not even born. I had a restaurant.
You know how Dad does those things I wasn't even born. So, guys, if you knew my dad and my grandmom, he is so much like them. It's hilarious.
In Fort Lauderdale called the Left Bank, and we were open for lunch. And on Thursday, we had meatloaf.
Oh.
I'll never forget. We would open up a door at 11:30. 11:15, they were outside waiting to get in. Because by 11:35, the restaurant was full. Everybody wanted meatloaf. That's the meatloaf.
I love meatloaf.
I'm going to show you how to make it. It's really, really simple, okay? We got veal.
Me too, bro.
Yeah.
We got pork.
Okay. Real quick, I want to spot Melron's favorite food is meatloaf. My mom makes really good meatloaf.
Yeah, she does. One of the things she makes really, really good.
Yes, I've never seen
one of the meats.
One of the meats she makes really, yes. Everything else, like pasta-wise, is amazing. But I've never seen a meatloaf made with veal. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Pork, and I use a pork loin, and I use a veal loin, and we have chuck roast. And I grind it myself. Now you're gonna say, can I buy whatever you want to buy? But trust me, you want to educate yourself. Go on the internet and watch how ground meat is produced in anywhere in the world. It's pretty scary stuff. So I'd rather do it myself. At least I know what it is. You can get a pork shoulder, you can get a pork loin, whatever makes you happy. My favorite part of the beef is chuck roast, but get whatever you want. And you can control the fat. A lot of people like a lot of fat. You know, I don't really care for a lot of fat.
You got veal, you don't need a lot of fat.
If I'm gonna have fat, I like it to be olive oil. I like it to be butter. I love butter, right? And but this animal fat things. I mean, unless I'm buying a New York strip and I got beautiful prime meats. You know, a meat grinder like this, folks, is $100.
Really? $100 for dude? I just bought a new Keurig because my old one broke. $100. You tell me I get a meat grinder the same amount I can buy a fucking Keurig?
Bro, I have a meat grinder attachment on my KitchenAid.
Oh shit. Yeah, a Keurig, $100. I like, and it's the little one. The little one. Crinkle, I was talking about it earlier, but basically, I'll talk about it again after the video.
Some of them are even cheaper than that. You can buy a good manual one. My grandmother had this beautiful manual one that was fabulous.
I mean, it's so much better.
Put it on a counter. It's not like you're going to use it every day.
Because you're $30.
It is.
All right,
so you can grind anything you want. You can do short ribs.
If you have a KitchenAid attachment, you can buy a KitchenAid attachment for it.
Oh, imagine making your own burgers
hamburger.
with that.
You can do so many things with ground beef. So do whatever you want. It's your stomach. And at the end, in order to clean up all this, because you still got a lot of meat in there, I like to put a piece of bread in there. And since we're going to put bread...
I just thought of something I had to put. Imagine him as like a crazy murderer. Right, and he's like grinding your leg up. He's like, "Oh, all right, I'm gonna grind your leg up next and put it in the grinder."
You can get one for $100.
I'd be like, "Please, Jean Pierre, murder me. It'd be so entertaining to watch you." All right, I just had to say that.
Meatloaf, anyway, some breading. You put a piece of bread in there and watch what happens. It'll push it right out. You see?
Yeah, that's the
when you see the bread coming out, you just stop. That's all. I mean, you can put the bread in there. Not gonna hurt it. But you'll see, look. You see right there?
Oh.
It's starting to turn white. See, the bread is coming out. All right, so now we're good.
That's a good trick.
Yeah.
That's it. Mostly bread right there. You see?
Mostly bread.
All right, so this is bread. We're done with this.
Mostly bread.
Mostly bread.
Let me tell you, friends.
Friends. I love it, friends.
Try one time to do your own ground meat.
It's so easy.
You won't believe it. You won't be buying no ground anything.
Just don't stick your fingers in there, guys.
Anymore.
Right.
So
yeah, don't do that.
You can do. My mom would do 2-time beef, 1-time pork, 1-time veal. You can do equal amount. You can do whatever you want, really. Okay, it's really up to you. So I got the beef in there going, right? I got my veal in there going. And I got my pork in here.
My pork.
So I got 3 meat right there. Okay?
No, my pork.
So everything is ready to go. I got some beautiful ham in there. I use a Black Forest ham cut in little cubes.
Oh my God.
I got some salami di Genoa.
Wow.
Salami in there. I got some carrots cut in nice little dice.
Put salami and ham in there too.
I got some fresh thyme.
What time?
Chopped parsley.
Okay.
See, everything is ready. By the way, what is that called? Mise en place.
Don't you put eggs in there too?
Everything is chopped and diced and ready to go.
Maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
So, we got this. We're going to put some eggs in there. I got about 3-4 eggs. I mix them. It's easier. Then we got a little bit of garlic. We're going to put some garlic in there.
That's going to be a big meatloaf.
I have my chopped garlic. I made a video on how to do this.
Look at that
just
garlic.
Olive oil and garlic puree, okay? And garlic. We're going to put a little bit of breadcrumb. This is fresh breadcrumb. Again, we have a video for that. I'll put a link in there.
Dude, that garlic fucking looks amazing.
A little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire
sauce. This is going to give us quite a bit of salt.
Worcestershire.
Right? The Worcestershire sauce. So before I forget, let me put some salt and pepper in there. And you notice everything is carefully measured.
You know what I love about these cooking shows? Folks, it makes you realize that
I say it all the time.
You can do it. It's not that hard.
It's not rocket science. It's cooking.
It's not rocket science. It's cooking.
You could use, some people use milk. Some people use yogurt. I use buttermilk. Buttermilk gives you a really, 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 really nice flavor.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got some onion. Then I just
it's actually not so it's not high in fat buttermilk.
Oh, did you see those? Meldron and I were saying earlier, guys, I think like caramelized onions is one of the best fucking things in the world. I love caramelized onions, and the flavor that they bring out is just I love an onion. I love an onion.
You gotta saute it, okay? You can't just put raw onion in a
no, not raw
meatloaf, okay? Because raw onion is never gonna cook now. It's never gonna be caramel. If you could be here right now and smell those onions right there, they're amazing. They smell mighty fabulous. A little bit of hot sauce. You certainly don't need to do that if you don't want to.
Yeah, hot sauce.
I do. So a little bit of hot sauce. Did I put a breadcrumb in there yet?
Yes, he did.
All right, put a little more. There you go.
Put a little more. Okay.
Now, I hate when my doctor does that. But we're gonna massage this thing, and then we're gonna put it in a beautiful mold wrapped with bacon. Let me tell you, this is delicious. And how bad could it be?
His faces.
I know.
I got only good stuff in there, right? I mean, I got good meats. I got good everything. Everything I have in here is high quality. So
it really is high quality.
You know the problem is with a lot of meatloaf out there? People do meatloaf with crap. With like crappy food. It's just a meatloaf. Let me tell you something. I love a good meatloaf. The mashed potatoes, beautiful mushroom sauce.
Perfect.
You invite me in any time. All right? As long as you use good ingredients.
I really want to start doing some cooking streams now.
This is beautiful.
I should get some more cameras.
Many cool things with this. I'll tell you. I like it hot, of course, but I also don't mind it cold. Mix it up really good. All right? You hear those people say, don't mix it up, you make it tough.
Cold meatloaf sandwich, man, I'm right there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I see so many information on YouTube. Where do they get that information from? Some of the stuff they talk about, I don't know where they get it from. I'm telling you, some of those ridiculous comments I hear on the internet. And you know, I've been a chef for 54 years. I love it when somebody says to me, oh, that's not the right way to do it. And guess what? You do it the way you want to do it. I do it the way I want to do it. After 54 years, I know my way around the kitchen. I love it when somebody says to me, that's not the right way to do this. Yeah, okay, well, you do it, dude. You do it the way you like it. Here you go.
Slap that bad boy.
So now, I think I'm done mixing. I'm going to go for a break. No. We're going to do the mold.
I'm going to go quick some wine.
Now we're going to prepare the mold, friends. And this I do, I don't know if you've seen my chicken rotolo recipe, but I have a chicken rotolo recipe.
Bacon just makes everything better.
The same deal, okay, where I wrap it, except it's made with chicken. Instead of being made with meat like that, it's made with chicken. All right, so what we do is we line this whole thing right there, friends.
Oh my God,
it's the same deal. I don't do it in a different way. There's no
Wait
other
until you see how perfect
ways
he
to do
does
it.
this, dude.
I mean, yeah, there's plenty of other ways to do it, but this is the way I've been doing it my whole career, okay? I love this. I learned to do this from a charcutier in France. That's one of the first jobs I had when I was probably like 12 years old. You know, in France, they make you work young, boy.
12, wow. That's when we started working, Phil. We were 12.
Instead of that, go work.
No.
At the Spice Corner,
money for the family. We need the money.
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Working the summers, you know?
Charcutier. No, charcutier was a traiteur. So he did a lot of charcuterie. he did a lot of stuff himself, a lot of prepared dishes and things. And I always tell the story because it's always so funny to me. But we were like 5 or 6 apprentices walking downstairs, and the ladies of the neighborhood would say, "Monsieur Henri, what's in a sausage?" We knew what was in a sausage. It was anything that was left over at the end of the day. Let's put in the sausage mix.
That's something that I love about like France and Europe in particular. Is they are so about keeping their traditions. You know, it's something that I used to look at and I was like, oh man, they're a little crazy about that. But like, you really appreciate that the older you get, is like how you have these artisanal like bakeries and like the things they've been doing this way for hundreds of years, man. And like, dude, wouldn't you love to go somewhere where they've been doing one thing right for like 200 years? I just think that's so cool, man.
Dude, it's awesome, man. I can't wait for you to go to Europe, dude.
I know, I can't wait either. I am so excited.
That's why I don't eat sausage unless I make it myself. So we would always say, you should ask what's not in the sausage, Monsieur Henri, not what's in the sausage, because everything in the sausage was crap. Thank goodness I was only 12. So here we go, friends. Look, I think I got to put it.
Dude, I love how he's putting so much bacon on there. Oh my god!
So that's why you got to be careful where you buy
one leg by one.
Sausage, okay? So look, now what we're gonna do?
It's got to overlap.
We're gonna cover the ends right here. You see?
Oh my god!
On this one side, okay? You'll see it. You see it. When you see it, you're gonna love it. You see, it's really, really, really nice, friends. You watch. And make sure I got everything I need here.
Wow.
Got to push it aside, right? Now on the other side, I got to put something.
Oh my god!
I got this bacon right there. Then it's a little thinner. It's much thinner. So, but I'm gonna put some on the other side because I still got to do it. So you see,
that is so much bacon.
Ham, and one package is beautiful, and the other one is very.
I mean, I can eat the whole
thin,
thing. You know what I mean?
Which really doesn't matter that much for what we're doing right here, friends. You see, look, you're gonna love this recipe.
You're gonna love.
You know, I always say at the end of the day, friends, is you're only as good as the ingredient you put in the food.
That's true.
You put good ingredient in, good food is gonna come out. You put crap in.
I mean, that's what so much cooking is all about, just using the right fucking ingredients.
Good ingredient is going to make good food. Crappy ingredient is going to make crappy food.
Going to make crappy food.
There's no magic. We're not magician. Did I put salt and pepper in there yet? Yes, I did. Just checking.
I love how he forgets everything.
It wouldn't be the first time I forget. It wouldn't be the first time I forget. You know, look at this.
Dude, this is going to come out so fucking good. You know how much fat is in there, bro? Think about this, guys.
This is going to be fabulous.
It's got veal,
and if you have extra meat, which looks like
beef, and then you put fucking salami,
if you have
ham,
extra meat,
bacon.
You can freeze it.
That is so much
and
fat.
Next time you make a meatloaf, you got it already. Or make one for a neighbor.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, you definitely can mess up good ingredients. Friends. You definitely can, yeah.
Look at this.
But if you do it right, my God, that's perfect.
You know it's going to be good. And then it's going to look really pretty, you know?
Like burning
you
garlic.
You mess up good ingredients, but if you start with bad ingredients, you already messed up.
Yeah,
the salami is going to make it look really nice. They're going to stay nice cube. And the carrots, it's going to give it a beautiful color.
Like if you burn garlic or, you know.
And pack it in, friends. Really, really pack it in, okay?
Pack that in, baby. I love that sound.
This is going to be delicious. I am so hungry right now.
This is going to be delicious.
I could eat a cow.
I'm
about to eat one. So look, don't be afraid to pack it in, friend. Don't be afraid to pack it in.
Look at his face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So,
dude, this is audio and gold, bro. Oh, my God.
All right, so now we're going to close it, okay?
You know, that sounds like, guys.
Dude, watch how he closes this fucking thing, man. It's like, it's so amazing.
All right. All right. Now we're going to close it, okay, friends? So how do we close it? We can close this guy first. It doesn't really matter. I don't like to close this one first. I like to close this one first. So I'm going to go here, here, here. Just follow how it falls, you know, so it comes out Easy. And don't worry.
That's why he used so much bacon.
Side, it really doesn't matter.
Yep.
You'll see. You'll see. You'll say, well, that's not going to cover. You're right, it's not going to cover. But I got it covered. I got it covered.
Wait, is he going to put more bacon on top?
Now.
No. Watch.
Check that out.
Oh. That's why he didn't cut those sides. I see.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? Sometimes I wonder about me. I should have become a plumber. Maybe I would have been better.
A plumber.
What do you think, friends? Look at this.
If he would have become a plumber, this world would be so much less.
Yeah.
It would be so much worse.
See what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? No, you haven't seen it.
Oh my God, that is perfect.
Unless you've seen my chicken with toro, then you've seen it.
Wow.
Make it with
that looks
chicken
beautiful.
With toro, fabulous. Same deal, except with chicken. Pack it in.
Pack it in.
Pack it in. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna put it on a cookie sheet.
Dude, that is a
I'm
ground
gonna
face.
put it in
Right
the
there.
oven. But first we're gonna make a glaze. So let me go get a cookie sheet. I gotta do that.
Let me go get the cookie
I got
sheet.
one right here.
It's right there.
Here you go. Right there. All right. So now, friends, we're gonna flip it.
Wait,
on
he's
a
not
cookie
cooking it
sheet.
in there?
You ready? All right. You take it.
You'll see.
And boom. Don't miss like I just did, okay? Try to put it straight if you can help it. All right? Otherwise, you're going to mess it all up. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Slowly.
Looks like-
Slowly take it out.
Oh my God.
There you go. Check it out. Oh, yeah, baby. Check it out.
I could live.
now-
I could live in there. I could live
See
in
that?
that.
You see now why you made use so much
How
bacon?
do you
Yes,
like
yes.
those turkeys? No turkey.
Oh my God! Imagine making that meatloaf and
How
mac and
do
cheese
you like
tomorrow.
this, huh?
Yes,
Is that a meatloaf or is that a meatloaf,
that
friends?
is beautiful.
It is, dude.
Looks like
I love it.
a house you would find
So
in
now
Norway.
we're gonna put a glaze on it. So I tell you what I'll do, because I got a mess in here. Let me clean up and get a little bit cleaned up in here, and I'm gonna get a little pot, because I don't know where my pot is, and I'm gonna make a nice glaze. So let me clean up. I'll be right back. Okay, friends, we're gonna put a glaze now.
What is he putting
I'm
on?
gonna put clean up
glaze.
the whole place. It was a mess. A little bit of brown sugar. That's going to give us a nice little sweetness on the outside. I got ketchup in there. Put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to use a balsamic vinegar. I have this apricot balsamic vinegar.
Ooh.
That is amazing. It's
mouth
a
waters.
white
Worcestershire
balsamic
sauce?
vinegar. Apricot is really, really special. And a touch of hot sauce. So we're going to give a little bit of heat
Bro,
to
I
this
thought he was
glaze.
just gonna put it in like
Then
that.
we're going to put it on the outside. But
Yeah,
very,
no, you
very
gotta,
little.
it
right?
helps cook it.
Then we're going to take a brush.
But he just blew my
And we're
mind
gonna
with
brush
this glaze.
this
Yeah.
on the meatloaf. We're gonna brush it on. You can skip it, you know. You
I
can just
love
put it
meatloaf
in the
and
oven
ketchup.
like that. It'll be delicious.
Yeah, me too,
Okay?
dude. Yeah.
Oh.
With or without the glaze. The glaze
It's one of the
gives
few
it a-
things I don't mind ketchup on.
Well, you know.
I'm not a huge ketchup.
the fact
your
he just
glaze
put brown
gives it a
sugar-
really, really special
Yeah.
crust on the outside, and it's kind of sweet. So what I do is I just brush it on, and you want to be like generous, okay, when you do this.
That's. So, I mean, he's using
You wanna
everyday
be
shit
generous,
and just making
and
like.
you may even
Yeah.
put some of it toward the end when it comes out of the oven. You can do that. It's not like you need to cook it. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm cooking it because I really
Bro, I
want
want this tonight for dinner so
caramelize, you know?
fucking bad.
And we're gonna put it on there. You just brush it on like you would just brush things.
Like you would
Like
just
you
brush
would
things.
brush things.
Yeah, yeah.
What are
Just
you
brush it
talking
on like you would just brush
like
things, you know?
Like you do some painting. Hey, by the way, the brush I'm using, friends, is a silicone brush. I don't use the brush you get at Home Depot. Those are for painting. They're not for glazing a meatloaf.
A meatloaf.
All right, friends. See, look. Don't be afraid. Be generous with this, okay?
Oh yeah.
Be generous with this. See, I like it when it goes in the groove. You see? Look at this.
I like it when it goes in the
Look
groove.
at this. Yes, I love it when it goes in. Put a little bit more. Don't be shy.
Okay, guys, I 100% am doing a fucking cooking stream one night. Like this.
You know, I don't use ketchup often, but to make a glaze or to make
this looks like so much fun to do.
There's certain product you gotta use ketchup. It's just
you
not
have
the
to.
same without it. It just has a little magic to it.
Oh, another night I'm gonna watch him do his crab cakes, Phil.
Yes, his crab cakes are amazing. Yeah. Yep.
Crust.
See, I don't like mayonnaise.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen like a recipe of his that I wasn't completely amazed at.
It's
At
just
the end
pretty.
of it.
You know, there's no reason to splatter down not carefully. You want it to be as pretty as you can, and I like to be nice and even. You see.
See, this is the little stuff that like makes a big difference. Just like being so precise with it, like giving that extra love, you know.
Imagine.
Like, look how beautiful, look how uniform the bacon is, man.
Yeah.
Restaurant, and it was a fondue restaurant. It was called Zenny's. Anybody lived in Fort Lauderdale that long? You probably remember it. And then I turned it.
I wish he still had a restaurant.
Me too.
In 1976. Wow.
I would so take a trip there.
All right. Here you go, friends. Look at this. What do you think?
That's beautiful, man.
Wow. I hope you like it just as much as I do. We're going to put it in the oven. I'm going to put some cracked black pepper on top of this.
Cracked black pepper.
Really dark. I got some cracked black pepper, then a really coarse, very dark, very black, very black, very coarse. You see?
Coarse.
Put it on top. Don't be afraid.
It looks like a house. It does, you know?
Yeah,
It's going to be kind of cool when you get one of those peppercorn.
I've never made my own meatloaf,
fresh thyme
but I really think I could do this.
Oh, you could definitely do it.
Yeah.
That's it, friends. We're just going to take this.
Put in the oven.
It's like he says, it's not rocket science.
It's not, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the biggest things is just taking your time. Like, I think taking your time is so important.
We're just going to bake it, okay? Let me tell you. This is the meatloaf you want to try to do. We're going to pop it in the oven at about 4 1/4.
I love those doors.
And we're going to cook it until we have an internal temperature about 145.
145? Sounds a little low.
More cook, but
425.
pork in there. We got to reach 145.
Internal temperature of 125.
145.
I like it to be pink. I don't like it to be all well done, pink. And that's what the ham and the salami is going to give us those nice little chunk. Then I
think the meatloaf has to be like cooked well.
Right? So we'll come back when it's out of the oven.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
How you want to cook.
Let's see how it does it, yeah.
It smells amazing in here, folks. It's been about an hour and a half.
Like, I don't like a burger, like rare, you know?
45
like ground
minutes.
meat, you
Well,
know?
if you ground your own meat, it's fine.
True, you're right.
Look at this, oh baby.
Oh my God, dude.
That's what I'm talking about right there, friends. Check this out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you could be here and smell this, friends. This is what I call a meatloaf, friends.
Oh, my
Check
God.
this out. So,
guys.
internal temperature really is up to you. But you got pork in there, you see?
Pork.
And I like my pork to be 145, 150, okay? If you like yours to be more cooked than that, then cook it more. But I don't recommend it. You know, we don't want this thing to be dry as bone.
Yeah, he's right.
Okay, but this right there is a beautiful meatloaf.
That's a beautiful meatloaf.
I promise you, folks, you guys are going to love this. All right.
All right, cut this bad boy
It's
open.
time to do it, friends. The moment. Oh.
Dude, it looks like a cake almost. Like,
this is always a nice moment.
Remember, there's veal in there, so it's going to be way whiter than we're used to.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, check this out. Look how beautiful that is.
Oh, my God. Look how juicy that is.
Colors. Look at this. It smells amazing. Make a mushroom sauce. Make a mashed potatoes. Some maybe Brussels sprouts, green beans with this. It's going to be amazing. This is a meatloaf. And guess what? It's just as good hot as it is cold.
Phil.
Yeah, so remember, Matt, there's veal and pork in there, so it's way whiter already than you're used to, right? The meat portion.
Oh my God, that looked amazing, dude. Holy shit. Okay. Guys, we found our new go-to cooking show. Absolutely, for sure. I mean, like, to be honest, guys, like, I had, obviously we're gonna be doing. Let me fix Phil. Let me fix my brother.
Oh, let me turn my camera back on.
Yeah. Let me make sure let me put you on full screen. It should be good.
So yeah, dude, I never tell you to watch something that's not good ever.
No, you're 100%, 100%.
I have watched 100 of this guy's videos. I have learned so much about cooking in the last like 4 days than I have in my entire life. Like, I'm not even joking.
No, I know. Yeah, like this is like Melderon would like call me up. Oh, why didn't it? It's not working. Hold on. Oh, it's on the wrong.
It looks fine.
Oh, you can see me. You can see you on stream now.
Yeah, it was fine. Why did you change it?
Oh, it was okay. Now it's good, right? Yeah.
Well, hold on. I'm on a delay. Now it's fine.
Okay. Okay. Let me fix it again. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that guy is like, he's the best. He's so good. So I just wanted to show you guys, like, I mean, like, this is the kind of stuff like I want to start doing now. Like, watching videos, talking about different things. We had a huge conversation earlier about a whole bunch of different shit, right? We talked about, why Melderon and I decided to stop playing WoW. We talked about, just all the different things that I want to do from now on. And like, I have so much fun doing this. Like, this feels so much more natural to me than just sitting around playing WoW. You know what I mean? It just, I get to engage with you guys. I get to talk about things.
Hang out.
Yeah, we get to hang out. I get to talk about things that I think is fun. And I really want to start doing this a lot more now. So like, my plan is, and this week is going to be like my first week back, right? So it's going to be me trying to get my wheels on the ground and and to get things going. But my plan is that within the next couple weeks is that I have a steady schedule, streaming 5 days a week. And I want you, like, my ultimate plan is that you guys will know, oh, hey, okay, it's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, Defcamp streaming, right?
Yeah.
That's my plan. I want to be able to have a set schedule. And I think without playing WoW now, knowing that I don't have to like have a game where I have to log on at certain times, it'll make that a lot easier for me too. And it'll make it better for me to, be able to like engage with you guys and do the things that I want to do. So that's the plan that I have right now. I hope you guys, enjoy this kind of thing, because I really enjoy doing it. And I have a lot of fun. And like I said, as of right now, where I am in my life, WoW is just not doing it for me anymore, man. It really isn't. And I find myself, finding things that I think are more important and more up my alley of like what I like talking about, what I like doing. And like I said, whether I'm talking about other video games, whether I'm talking about current events while we're watching movies, bullshitting about shit, talking about, Blizzard drama or drama with other people, whatever other kind of crazy crap. I just like having this kind of discourse and talking with you guys. And, obviously Melderon will be here, now and again. Obviously he works a full-time job, so he's not going to be here every day. Hopefully like once a week or something like that would be nice to have
on the weekends, couple hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think we should do, we talked about this, but, I think we should do to keep the variety thing going is that what you could do is like every Monday you do a new video game. Every Tuesday you do, special topic. I think that's something really cool you could do. You can set up not only have a schedule, but have like certain days you cover certain things maybe or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I really like that. And I think the ultimate goal for me is to be happy and like enjoy what I'm doing, enjoy what I'm streaming. And I think like, and my ultimate goal is also to have a set schedule and like to have certain days that, like I said, it's a certain time on a certain day, and you guys know that I'll be streaming on that time. That I think is like really important.
Yeah, it is.
And I just really enjoy doing this. I do. And I think for me, one of the biggest things when I know that I'm like happy streaming is like when I'm enjoying doing it, and when I don't feel like I'm doing something I have to do because it's what I think I'm expected to do. You know what I mean? I think that's important for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and the other thing too is like I'm still debating, what the future is going to be, whether YouTube or Twitch or streaming on both. Like I said, I'll look into that and see if it, streaming on both is still possible for me, even though I'm partner now. But like I said, I'm going to continue to be uploading everything to YouTube, right? So this video within a day or so will be on YouTube in its entirety, okay? So if you guys, for whatever reason, aren't subscribed to Defcamp and Meltdown TV, and you want to watch, our content over there, I would highly recommend, going over to, I can put the link in the chat right now for you guys. Going over to our YouTube channel, subscribing there, and, being able to see whatever else we have in store over there. So that's the plans, guy, and that's the plan. And I think, one thing that I'm very happy with is just being back and being here. Do you see my Discord? I did not. So like I said, I haven't even really, I had and this is another thing I really apologize. There's so many Discord messages that I haven't gotten back to because I had, like I said, I had kind of really just what's the word, like turned off that side of my life. But like I said, I'm going to try to get back to. There's a lot of people that have messaged me. I'll try to get back to everyone. But yeah, like I said, guys, I will be back. So yeah, I'll be back, this week, and got to give us heads up for the cooking stuff. Yeah, dude, I got to say, I never, we talked about like messing around with, doing like cooking stuff before, but like, I really feel like I want to try that, dude. I mean, like,
why am I?
I'm fixing it. There we go.
Oh,
yeah. I feel like, I probably need like a little bit of a setup or whatever to get the cooking shit together, but I can probably do that. Not that, it probably wouldn't be that hard, but, I would love
use your
to
cell
do that,
phone.
dude. Yeah, you could, but it's just not, yeah, I guess we could try it. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Like when I come over for holiday, we can do it, that way too,
Oh,
Two cell phones.
True. Yeah.
I don't know how that would work, but, you have that camera, don't you, at home? The one we used for BlizzCon?
Oh shit! Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I don't know if that's a streamable thing though. Like it's, I don't know how that works. You know?
I'm not sure either. I'm not sure. But either way, guys, like I don't know. I just wanted to finish off for the night and let you guys know that like I'm back. If you didn't watch the whole stream, obviously, basically I'll give you guys a roundabout of what I said. I'm back in a different way. I want to be streaming, mostly going to be like doing like, just chatting type of streaming, or once in a while playing other games, talking about shit. Like I said, a wide variety of things, and just having fun and having discourse with you guys. So it feels good, man. I really enjoy doing this. I hope you guys enjoy it. If I'm not back tomorrow, I'll definitely be back on Tuesday. I might spend some time working on a video tomorrow that I've been planning to put on YouTube. So I might just take my time tomorrow to do that and then be back on Tuesday. So yeah, Melderon, thank you for being here, my dude.
Yeah, man, no problem. I think, you have what it takes to do it. You just got to do it, man. You just got to put it out there, and, you got to do us happy, makes you happy, and make sure it's structured in a way that's, spend time, get the right assets, get the right backgrounds you want to use, get all this stuff done, get yourself ahead of time, figure out what you're going to do today. What am I going to talk about today?
Yeah.
Right? Write it down. So you're not like, what the fuck do I talk about now? And, and the beautiful part is, if you don't get to everything, that's better than not having anything planned.
And you have something for next time. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So, that's...
Yeah, man. And like I said, too, guys, the other thing that I, wanted to do as well is, potentially do some more stuff on YouTube. But we'll get to that. Right now, I'm just starting back up. I'm going to take it slow. I'm not going to... The problem that I always do is I always try to do too much shit all at once. And I have, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to have fucking 10 things that I plan to do. And then I get upset because I didn't follow through with it and I wasn't able to do it.
It's the recipe for destruction, man. Don't do that.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna start, small right now with just doing streams like this for a little bit. And then potentially working on some content for YouTube, seeing where we go from there, whether we decide to go strictly YouTube or just both YouTube and Twitch like we're doing now, or whatever. But hey guys, again, I love you guys. Thank you everyone who had hit me up on Discord. I still haven't gotten everyone. Like I said, I turned off all my notifications, everything, because I just needed to, deal with like mental health and decide what I want to do and all that kind of shit. So I will try to get back to everyone. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys for being here. I mean, I know it's been so fucking long, and the fact that you guys are here and I'm back, and on my first day back, I really appreciate it. So until next time, guys. Smelter, you have anything else? I'm sorry, you have anything else you want to say, bro?
No. It's good to hear everyone and see everyone, and I'm glad to be back on helping my brother on Twitch, and but I'm also glad it's not WoW related, so it's nice.
Yes, it feels so liberating, bro. It really does.
Yeah.
It really
dude,
does.
Watching those videos today was so much fun, dude.
I know. There really was, man. I really fucking was. I just have so much fun doing that. Yeah.
Fucking JP, man.
Not that JP. No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
No, this JP.
I love these doors.
I love these doors.
Hello there, friends. Hello there, friends. Oh my god, he's such a genuine guy though. Like I love it. It's so good.
He is.
All right, guys. Like I said, I will definitely see you guys on Tuesday. I love yous. Peace. Keep on and grinding.
Peace.
Goodbye. I hit the wrong button.